Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Back to another episode of the Chad Smith Podcast. My name is Chad Smith, and today is Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. I'm joined, as always, by my loyal co-host from Fresno, California. Please welcome Sonny Conway.
Peace out. What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
Good morning, Chad.
Good morning,
How you doing,
Sonny.
buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Always good when I get a shower in the morning before we got to start.
Hell yeah. I know how you hate missing a shower before we get going, so that's cool that you got one in. I heard from Spooky, but I think he's running a little bit late. He's going to join us here in a little bit.
Docking his pay.
Docking the pay.
That's Spooky. He's screwing up as much as that Enzo does here lately. I'm teasing you, Enzo. I see you in there, buddy. Good morning.
What's up, Enzo? Yeah, there's a few people in the chat room this morning. The chat's been going crazy. I can't even scroll all the way to the top.
That's because they love us, man.
There's a few people. For the most part, we've got Lindsay Pinzers in the chat. How's it going?
Hey,
Walt Corbin is also in the chat. How's it going, man? Dogface Boy.
Simon, what's up,
going
brother?
On, Simon? Good to see you, man. Who else we got here? I thought I saw Jake Smith. I don't see. Oh, maybe I was just seeing.
See Bigfoot Anon up there. I don't know if he's still in here, but
Connor, what's up, Connor? Diesel Girl is in the chat. Good to see you. Of course,
she sure is in there.
Enzo, and I think that's about it right now.
I do believe you got him.
You guys are the early ones.
Yeah. Hardcore fans.
You guys are earlier than Spooky. What do you know?
I hope we're entertaining this early in the morning.
Randall Speaks. How's it going, man? Still haven't checked your email. I'm Chad the Procrastinator. Just so you know.
Well, let's maybe we should bring our guest in.
Yeah, man. How about we do that? Because this is a returning guest, so she knows the ropes, but she still got to bring her in and see what she's got going on. So we will bring up Heather Leigh Landon.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Heather. It's good to see you again.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Yep.
How have you been?
You too. I've been good. How about you guys?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah,
all right.
Still kicking right along.
Exactly. That's about all we can do.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of options for us. Who is this in the? Oh, we got our first bot for the day. That's a promotional bot, so that's not real. Get rid of that. So, what have you been up to, Heather? Have you been working on any new projects lately?
Several different projects, actually. Hey, Dogface Boy, how are you doing?
Everyone's saying hi.
Yeah.
Enzo says hello, and Arden.
Hello, good morning, Enzo. Hi, Arden. Well, I have a lot of different projects going on. My book, I just got confirmation that it will be released August 22nd of this year, and that is titled Haunted Southern Nevada Ghost Towns. So I need to work on remembering that because they changed the title on me.
Oh yeah, it's a long one.
It is.
That's probably pretty good. There's a lot of ghost towns in Nevada,
yes.
And yeah, from here to Nevada, from California in between, there's a lot of them.
Right,
that's
and
the Wild West.
The idea came from, I was actually in the documentary Real Haunts Ghost Towns that came out last year, and it was basically this book almost highlights all the places and more that we visited during the documentary.
Cool. This is going to be awesome. And where is that going to be available at?
I will have on my page some autographed copies that I will be selling, but the limited numbers are there just because of how many I get in. And then you can also get it on Amazon or the History Press, which is Arcadia Publishing.
All right.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome, Heather. Proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Just whipping them books out like it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm working on it because they've already want me to do another one, and that's going to be Legends, Lore, and Ghost of the Vegas Valley.
There's another long version, another long name you gotta remember.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They need
Did
to
they
do
change
shorter
that one
titles
too,
for
or
me.
did you come up with that one?
I came up with the idea, but because the company already published a book on Vegas Ghost, they wanted me to expand it a little bit more, so that way it wasn't in direct competition with the book they already had out.
Very good. Well, that's cool. And then you were telling me about a documentary.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the sequel to Real Haunts Ghost Towns, Real Haunts 3, should be out May 22nd. And that is available on Tubi.
Tubi, the free, and so you can watch it for free. Real Haunts. I want to make sure I pull that up. I had it pulled up, but then I closed it out accidentally. Real Haunts, and that's on Tubi.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, the Ghost Town ones is just, we went to the different ghost towns and my family was featured because my family's my paranormal team.
Mm-hmm.
And then Real Haunts 3 is some footage that they didn't use in ghost towns, along with, I believe they went to Missouri and a few other locations that they've included in this one.
Okay. So what are they doing in the documentary? Are they covering like a certain specific property or multiple properties, or?
In Real Haunts 3, I believe it is multiple properties, because in Real Haunts Ghost Towns, there really wasn't much of the investigation that we did in the Goldfield Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we talked about the history throughout Goldfield, and not much of it was in there. There was some, but it mostly covered Nelson, Good Springs, and then, yep, there it is, and a museum that's in Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Vegas.
Okay.
Hey guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go grab a hat. It's too hot for this beanie. I'll be right back.
Nope.
Habits. It's habits. I threw the beanie on thinking it was gonna be cold out here.
No problem. It's starting to finally warm up out there in California.
Yes, sir.
Hey, alien girl Amy, how's it going? She had a fantastic show this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Unidentified S4. Good to see you, Anthony. So that's cool. Yeah, that's what I really mostly watch when I get on YouTube or anything is documentaries. I try to sit down and watch a movie or a TV show now, and I just can't do it. I'm only interested in documentaries for some reason. So it's cool to hear that more are coming out.
There seems to be more information and more, like the one we did, we dove into more of the history and how it fueled the paranormal activity. So there really wasn't much investigating. We did do a spirit box session near a hangman's noose in Gold Point.
Ooh.
And then we did a dowsing rod session in inside a mine in Nelson.
So there's a hangman's noose just chilling somewhere?
Yep. And
That's
it was the one that they
creepy.
used. And the minute we turned the spirit box on, it was like 5 different voices coming across saying hello.
Whoa.
Wow. I think we have a spot out here like that in Easton. We had a tree somewhere where they hung people. I don't know where it's at. I need to find out where it was. I wonder if it's still here. Yep, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to find out. Just to find out, like, hey, this is where it used to happen, but to actually go out there and find the one, like the
tree
exact spot and the rope and the the gallows. It's like,
oh, you mean you think that's the same rope that they hung somebody with?
The owner of the town said it was.
It probably is. Then.
That it was all
That's so crazy.
The way he found it, he's pretty much left the town.
If he found a noose in the town, that was probably it. Yeah.
He's like, try it again, boys. It's still active. The rope still works, son.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine they use a brand new rope every time. There's probably been quite a few people hung with that rope. That was the hanging rope.
Yeah, I was going to say, because someone commented about a hanging tree. That story also reminds me of in Key West down here. There's a restaurant that's actually built around a tree that they used to use for hanging pirates.
Oh, wow.
And the tree is still there, and it's a really fascinating story.
Oh, cool.
When I was a kid here in Easton, I'm in California. And I know people think, oh, it's California, but California was the wild, wild west. So there's, all these places out here, like she's investigating in Nevada and all that. That's the West too.
Mm-hmm.
thin.
Mhm.
And they told me here that it is still legal for us to hang a cattle or horse thief, a rustler. Like if I was to catch you on my property stealing my horses or cattle, I can legally hang you still here somehow before the law
For the
gets
court?
if I
For a
call a
trial?
cop and I tell him, look, you got 30 minutes. I'm like, hey, this dude, I can't shoot him. I can't. It's against the law for me to shoot him for stealing the horses and cattle, but I can hang him. And
Good Lord.
that's how the law is still written up. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. Pretty sure that wouldn't work. Like, I don't think they would go along with that if we hung
No.
somebody here.
They'd be
the
like,
law,
sir.
the law is still here. Like, if you get caught rustling, you can be hung before the.
That's crazy, man. Crazy to think about.
I know, huh? That was also, dude, I'm old. So that was 20 years ago when I found 25 years ago when I figured that out.
The cops get there and they're just like, sir, that law hasn't been on the books in a while.
But it's still there.
Sorry.
It's still there.
My bad.
It's still there. They just haven't changed it. It's one of those that they feel they don't need to change because it's old and outdated until one of these crazy ass Okies do it.
They'll change it and they show up to your property and there's a dog thief sitting there hanging from a tree.
No, it can't be dogs. It's only cattle or your horse. That's
That is just so crazy.
I told you before I shot someone in the ass for going to take my truck, and I almost got in trouble for that. If the guy wouldn't have threatened to hit me with a shovel, I would have gotten in big trouble.
Because you shot him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even just because I shot him in the ass.
How many people do you talk to on a daily basis, Heather, that have shot somebody in the ass? That's
That's my first.
that's you never know what Sonny's gonna say. You shot what?
2 people in the ass.
Oh my god. Guess I'm not gonna turn and walk away from you.
That guy was turning to run away. I didn't know.
Enzo says they'd arrest you for using a non-sanctioned rope. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
no shit, huh?
You're supposed to call us and get the right rope from the county, sir.
My luck, it would be something stupid, some technicality. Like, it would be a Jewish cattle thief, and then I didn't use a kosher rope or something.
Got to get the right approvals, man.
Yeah.
This one didn't pass the last inspection.
Your rope's not registered.
Yeah, really, you got to register
there
your
you
rope.
go. It wasn't registered as a lethal weapon. I'd get in trouble.
You never know. If there's some weird rules and laws on the books, so that could something that stupid.
We have them closed.
Oh, geez. Oh my god.
We always got there's lasso. The lassos are all over out here. On rope and ropes, there's like 10 of them floating around out
Just in
here.
case somebody shows up wants to steal your horse.
No, people's horses and cows get loose out here, and the younger generation is not as country as us. And when a horse gets loose and it's a little wild, it takes them forever. They try to corral it with vehicles like cars. And I just walk up, get close enough to it and rope it and let the rope go. And the horse will take off running, dragging the rope. Then you just have to follow him, and you only got to get like 25 feet close to him instead of getting right up on him. And then once he runs, you can walk up and grab the end of the rope and just pick it up and pull him to you after he takes off running and the rope's around his neck. That's the only way. Usually it's hard to corral them. Yes, there is. Once the rope's on there, that's what they're scared of. And then they'll run with it on there, and it's not a very wise idea to hang on to that rope and try to wear the horse out, because it's not going to happen. He's just going to drag you like a skier behind him in the dirt if you don't let go of that rope.
For sure. He's got more endurance than I do.
Yeah, that 1 horsepower is a whole bunch of horsepower.
Lots of horsepower. Full torque.
Full torque. Yeah. So where you live, Heather, you have laws like that?
Not that I know of. I mean, it's Florida, so I'm sure we have some strange laws because strange things happen here. But
Florida's got to be so much worse, I would think.
They've got some weird laws. They cover it on the radio show I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Florida laws.
Yes.
Yeah, like you can't walk your alligator on the left side of the sidewalk or something. No, I'm sure there's some
There,
dumb laws though.
there was something like that. It's something to do with an animal that was. Oh, now I can't remember, and I bet it is Florida. Something to do with your dog.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up.
Oh, Chad. That's
Huh.
another thing. I ordered. Okay, I'm getting too old to go out there and just dig rows with a shovel to plant a garden.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna get a kick out of this. I was gonna go to either Billy's, Papa Willie's, or Donnie's and try to find an old furrow off of an old plow for a tractor, a smaller one. We have
Mhm.
little ones, and I was gonna hook that to a stick and just drag my own rows. I was gonna be my own horse. So I looked up the stuff to make it,
Yeah.
and they had one for sale. It was so cheap that I just bought it from Amazon. But in the guide, it's handmade too. It's not like something that's you're buying from a store at Amazon. But in the
Yeah.
guys, their description for the item tells you what it is, and he tells you, and you can put a stick in there. It's not just a hand tool. You can actually put a hula ho handle in there and use it like I was wanting to use it. And then below that, it says, or you can make a harness for your dog, have him pull it. I was like, oh my God, if I put a plow on my dog and took pictures and put it on here, I would get in so much trouble.
Oh
I would
yeah.
be better off if I strapped it to one of my grandkids. I don't know.
You probably would. Yeah.
PETA would come to my house and shoot me. They would use a hanging rope on me for making
Oh
that
yeah.
little weak dog plow the field.
They'd be out there faster than Child Protective Services, I'm sure.
Yeah. And as soon as I read it, I was thinking, okay, this is an older guy that made this. He doesn't realize if you strap this to a dog, people are going to have a heart attack.
Yeah, they're gonna have more of a problem with that than anything else. This is a Florida law, same as yours, Sonny. Horse theft is punishable by hanging.
Yeah, and I
They
just
need to
found
change
one.
them, but it's just because they haven't changed them, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you look it up here, it's the same.
Yeah, here's one that says, if you love riding your bicycle in Destin, do not lean it up against a tree in a cemetery or you'll be arrested.
Your bicycle?
Yeah. And you can't sing in public while wearing a swimsuit.
That might have been the goofy one I heard too. I've heard that before.
They had to make that one for Sonny. He wouldn't shut up when he got out of the pool.
Because I'd be dirty dancing in my Speedo.
You're singing that song, My Dingling. My Dingling.
My dingling.
Somebody make a law about this guy. He won't stop singing in his he won't stop singing in his swimsuit. That is a weird one. You can't lean your bike against a tree. What's the tree gonna do? Fall over?
And it specifically says in a cemetery. So,
Yeah,
It's just a cemetery.
that's strange. It's illegal to skateboard without a license. Man, can you imagine having to, I gotta wake up today, I gotta go to the city hall and get my license.
Hey, does that mean if you have your permit, you got to have someone on the skateboard with you that has a license?
Holding your hand. Yeah, maybe you have to have somebody with you that's also on a skateboard and you have to be next to them. Gotta go get my permit, man.
Heather, you live in Florida. Did you get to travel to those places?
in Nevada?
All of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I lived in Vegas for 7 years before moving here last September.
How's that? How different is that?
Excuse me, big difference. It's that, but that doesn't bother me so much. I lived here 20 years before moving out there.
Okay.
But it's more, even though there's still a lot to do in Florida, it's more laid back.
You mean it's
like the people are more laid back?
Yeah, and it's more relaxing, and not everybody's in a rush to get somewhere. And unless you get on I-4, then it's worse than the highways in Vegas.
Oh. So when you lived in Vegas, were you like right in town?
We're actually outside of town in Henderson, but we were only 30 minutes from the Strip.
Okay. It sounds about where Jamie lives Sonny. Jamie lives somewhere in Vegas too, but I don't think she lives.
She does. Yeah, but I think she's closer to the Strip than 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I think that, but yeah.
There seems to be a lot of metaphysical shops out there in Vegas.
There is.
She's always going
is.
to buy new rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, my favorite place was the Realms Within or Crystal Alley Emporium.
I think I've heard of that one, Crystal Alley Emporium. That sounds familiar.
Yep.
That might be one of the places she hits up. Yeah, I just recently... She's actually the one that... She's from that one time I was abducted by aliens, the YouTube channel. And she recently talked me into buying some crystals. So I got on Etsy. This is one of the Etsy finds I got.
That's pretty.
It's got some blue on the outside of it. This camera's all screwed up. Yeah, crystals are pretty cool. It's cool to just look at it and imagine how it was formed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I still carry mine in my pocket.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never taken this out of my pocket since Brigitte sent it to me.
Really?
Yep. Since I've got it, that one's been in my pocket.
Tiger's eye.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, everybody
Hearher.
laughs at me because I have crystals all over the house.
People ask me if it works, and I tell them I don't know.
Better to have
But
it.
ain't nothing bad happened since I had it in there, so
That's right. Can't be all bad.
and that's right. It ain't hurting nothing. That's for damn sure.
Jamie's evil. She possesses my mind. You're not the only one, bro. She's funny. She comes in here and about an hour into the show or a couple hours into the show and starts razzing things up.
If she ever figures out how to do that, what do they call that? CE5 stuff, that astral projection, but the other one.
Astral projection and
out of the come on, guys, help me out in chat.
Well,
Bobby does.
Isn't there astral and astro? Astral is when you stay on the planet, and astro is when you go out.
I think I'm just an Okie and I say it wrong. I thought there was just one.
Yeah, I think there's AL and there's astro.
No, I'm talking about
remote viewing.
There you go. Jamie ever figures that out, dude.
It's gonna be bad.
I know.
What are you doing? Nothing.
Sleeping. Are you naked?
Maybe. Yeah, astral as an astral projection. Yeah, but isn't there astro too? Like
Astro was the dog from the cartoon from the Jetsons.
Pretty sure astral, AL, is when you project when you're still on the planet. Like if I wanted to go to your house.
Okay.
And not that the internet is the end all be all, but nothing's coming up for astro projection.
Oh, okay. Maybe I got that wrong. No astro. Okay, cool. I'm learning something. Remote viewing, by location, astral projection. Take your pick.
Yep.
Thank you, Spooky. Yeah, remote viewing. Huh, I'm glad that got cleared up because I was going to start telling everybody for the rest of my life. Yeah, there's two of them. Astro and astral. Yeah.
We can start a new trend.
Yeah. Enzo says for Jamie it would be astral projection. Yes, I think so too.
Unless she was mad at you, then it would be asshole projection because she'd be yelling.
That's a good one. There are astrals. Yes, there are.
Astrals?
That's a good one.
Is that when they make fun of your ass because it's not shaped right?
That's just so I'm going to call all the trolls in the chat from now on astrals. They're going to have to astral project themselves right out of here.
Damn astrals. Projecting all the time.
So, Heather, where is your favorite? You said that documentary is about out in the desert. Do you like doing stuff like that where you're out in the middle of nowhere, or do you like doing like houses in a neighborhood or like a church or something?
I like going about anywhere. My favorite location to investigate, of course, is Gettysburg. Just about anywhere in Gettysburg. I've had some of my most memorable experiences out there. But I also enjoy just going to a local park and just seeing what you might capture. And
Mhm.
I like the places that not everybody has saturated with their own energy.
That makes sense.
No,
Getty-
what do you mean saturated with their own energy? What do you mean, like us?
like Gettysburg.
Right. Every time you go somewhere, you leave an imprint.
Okay, even
And
you don't have to be a ghost, right? It's just our
right.
energies.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's our natural energy. And if so many people go to, I mean, like the Goldfield Hotel, for example,
Mm-hmm.
so many people have visited that place that either A, the ghosts are tired of it because they want them to perform on command,
Mhm.
or B, there's so much outside energy that we're self-manifesting some of these spirits to develop, and they're not the natural and original spirits that were there.
I
That
see
makes sense.
now. I was thinking you meant like if you were a spirit and you went there and you weren't there no more, you still left some kind of energy there.
Sometimes they do with the residual energy or the residual hauntings. So, because you can have a residual and an intelligent at two different locations, but it'd be the same thing.
That haunting word, I think when people hear haunting, they think of it as like a negative thing, but haunting can definitely be a positive thing too, right? It just means the presence of a ghost,
Pretty much, yeah.
presence of an entity.
Yeah, everyone likes to put, well, not so much that they like to put it on there, but I think most, I don't like using the term, but most ghost hunters like the thrill, and that's what they're seeking. So that's why the paranormal field has gotten negative,
Mhm.
because everybody wants those experiences that are negative. And why, I don't know why. I've had negative experiences, and they've scared the crap out of me. But it can be anything from your aunt, Sue coming to visit, to, a residual energy like Chris McKinnell shares a lot called the popcorn ghost. And
Mhm.
what it was is every evening the couple would be sitting on their couch. They would hear footsteps coming down the stairs. Someone go into the kitchen, and what it would sound like is an air popper popping, and they didn't own one. And then they would hear the footsteps go back up the stairs. And that would be a
Weird.
residual haunt because someone had done that every day of their life, and it just kind of stuck there.
The energy just stayed there.
So he loved his popcorn machine so much he took it to the other side with him.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to do with this microphone when I go.
Now, how crazy would it be if you found out that there was a person in that house before and they died and were buried with their popcorn maker? That would
Now that would be crazy.
freak me out. Yeah.
That's when you go do research on that one a little bit more. Talk to
Yeah.
friends and family. And
Did you hear about old Greg? Buried him with his damn popcorn maker. That would be crazy. Huh. Yeah, we just had AAP's Variety Channel on a couple weekends ago. Or last Saturday or the Saturday before Friday. I mean, can't think right now, but yeah, they were talking about this old schoolhouse that got, unfortunately, there was a bomb threat, and the bomb went off and took out some kids at the school. And old schoolhouse here in Michigan, I think it was called the Bath School Massacre, and a lot of negative residual energies there going on that they were talking about.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I didn't know if you were interested in that kind of stuff too, where something really negative happened there, or is that something that you usually stay away from?
no, I would still go just
Yeah.
because I would want to learn the history. And then just being the person I am, I'd want to go see if I can help anyone, because sometimes the spirits don't know what happened to them. And if you can help them, find their way. But also having the paranormal activity to back up what happened in history just helps us preserve history of that location.
That makes sense. So when you said that sometimes they don't know what happened to them, is that because it's like an instant death where it's just like an instantly they're gone and they're just taken out of reality?
Right. Most of the time it happens with someone who's either been in a car accident or a bomb explosion or gunshot and died immediately. Is when we've experienced different people not knowing what's happened to them, which is why a lot of people say it's always best to say, don't ask, how did you die? Because sometimes the spirits don't know they're dead. So you kind of, if you get someone communicating with you from the other side, you kind of got to lean into that, slowly.
Interesting.
That's why they call it parapsychology, because you're not only being a psychologist for the, the humans that are suffering from the activity, but also the spirits need help too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Never thought about that, where they might not know that they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of have to break the news to them.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if someone's negative in life, like the man who stands on his front porch yelling at kids to get off his lawn, chances are he's going to be like that in the afterlife.
Oh, Lord.
If there's one place you haven't investigated yet that you really want to, what would that place be?
I want to go to Dracula's castle.
Where's
and then in Romania.
Romania, that is, yep.
Yeah. And then I also want to do the Sydney Opera House in Australia.
That one I haven't heard of, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's like when you look up Sydney and it's like the maybe I'm thinking of something else. Let me make sure.
That's it with the big swoop things, I guess you would
Yeah,
call
that
them.
looks real modern. It's like the real modern looking with the triangle shell. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Let me pull that picture up. So what about that place pulls your interest?
I know several investigators in Australia who have said that it's haunted, but they haven't shared how it's haunted. And there's not much information out there as to what's haunting the location. And just because it's such a massive place and the energy there from everything that's happened there and the excitement and everything, there's got to be some amazing stuff there.
Mm-hmm. I guess I've never seen an up-close picture of that place. That looks sweet. Do you happen to know if the inside looks like that too?
I don't know.
Or if that's
I think the inside's the brown part.
The building on the bottom.
Just the brown part.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know what that stuff would be up there for. Maybe it does do something with acoustics. You never know.
Yeah. Huh. And then the Romanian Transylvania castle, huh? Or Bukarest Castle, I think it's called.
What is it called?
Let me see. But everyone knows it as Dracula's castle.
The Bran Castle or Bran Castle.
Okay. This guy here.
Yeah, and that's in Romania, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is so awesome.
That just looks so weird with that, the way it's built into that mountain like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many people did they throw out of those windows up there?
Oh my God. You're done.
Yep.
It's the last time you bring me my coffee cold. You're out.
Yeah. Also, the Tower of London would be interesting to investigate.
The Tower of London. Look at that.
I wasn't laughing.
You guys have me thinking now.
Sorry. I was picturing when Chad said I like my coffee hot or what?
Yeah.
What's his name? Jimmy Church? Is that what?
I like my coffee dark.
Yeah.
Jimmy
I could just see him. I could just see him grabbing somebody, throwing him out that window. It's time to fade to black.
It's time to fade to black. You're out. You out. Yeah, the Tower of London. What interests you about that? That place looks pretty sweet too.
Yeah, just the history of London itself and knowing what happened in all the different castles. And it would just be interesting to see if you can get any type of activity and what it would be from a location like that. Yeah,
just looking at that, you can tell that it's totally built in a way different era than everything else around it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Amazing looking. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm
Spooky.
losing my sunlight because the storm's coming in, so hold on. I'm going to go turn my light on.
Oh, okay. No problem. Losing the sunlight. Andy asked a question. Where's Andy's question? If they don't know they're dead, where do they think they are? Oh, that's a good question.
I always wondered that too when I hear him say that, Andy. If they don't know they're dead, do they think we're ghosts when they see us?
They just go on with their normal day.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Or they're confused and trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why is nobody talking to me? Why can't I go to work?
Oh, that'd be so weird. Why is nobody talking to me? How come this car won't drive? Yeah, that's interesting. So that's why the popcorn maker just keeps popping popcorn.
Exactly. It's almost exactly what happened in Sixth Sense, where he didn't know what was going on around him, and he was just continuing on with his his day.
Even the audience didn't know.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Yeah, more like, what is a car? There's probably a lot of ghosts that are like, what in the world?
That's why when you do an investigation, you need to explain to them that the equipment we use won't hurt them. You need to make sure you show them how to use the equipment, because if they don't know what, some might not even know what a flashlight is.
Yeah, I see people walking through cemeteries with like a ghost box or something, and they have to explain to them, like, hey, this is a ghost box. It's not going to hurt you. It's just a way for us to communicate.
Yep.
Speaking of that, has anyone ever came across a ghost that was a caveman, or how would you even communicate with them?
That's a tough one. And I haven't heard of any stories, but my son has a theory that Bigfoot is actually the spirit of cavemen. I got you guys thinking.
Yeah. That is interesting.
The Bigfoot we see now? Okay. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why
yeah,
you can't shoot him.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's why we can't see, or he's, always hidden and disappears. And
yeah, that is interesting.
Huh. Tell your son. I said that's pretty good. I've never thought of that before.
I haven't either.
Yeah, he's a smart kid. Cool. He's had and then he was actually, we always tease him that he was the star of Real Haunts Ghost Towns.
Yeah,
because he did a lot of talking and was very, very into it. He had a lot of fun filming that.
Real Haunts Ghost Towns. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm leaving that up on my tab so I can watch it. So he was in that too?
Yeah, it was my paranormal, or my family, my husband and my son are my paranormal team.
Excellent.
Oh, okay. How old's your son?
He just turned 18.
Oh, all right.
Cool. Yeah, Real Haunts Ghost Towns. So who put that on? That wasn't just you guys that put that on, right?
No, it was motion picture video.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they've done things. Oh, they've done a lot of things. I know Real Haunts 1 was filmed here in Florida in the Tampa area at the Tampa Theater. And that was before I knew them. But then they also have The Evil Beneath, Spirits of the Storm. They did a thing on Dueling Dragons. The Real Haunted Mansion is one of their stories. And they did Real Haunts, Mom and Son, about a mother-son team that goes out investigating.
That's cool
so
to have
quite a bit.
Yeah, to have an established group like that. If you have an idea that you want to do, or something that you want to work with like that, it's cool to have a group like that to back it.
Well, it was interesting how I got to know them. They had called. I was the event coordinator for the team that I was on in Vegas before I started my own team. And I was actually in the process of leaving the team. And the entire team they were at Waverly doing an investigation, but I couldn't go because my doctor didn't want me traveling quite yet, because this was during the peak of COVID. And I had called I let the director of the team know, hey, this production company is reaching out to us. And the more I talked to the production company, they didn't want your mainstream team to go out. And they had asked if my husband and my son would like to join in on the filming of the documentary, because we were in the process of starting our own separate team.
That's cool.
So it kind of developed into that way.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So,
do you ever have ideas of maybe starting your own production company like that?
I had thought of it, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah, it seems like something that's a huge task to take on.
Right. Yeah, I have the creativity behind the scenes. I just wouldn't know where to start with the actual filming and the editing and all of that stuff, where I'm better at the research and the, even though it's unscripted, it's still somewhat scripted because you have to have an outline of what you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We know a guy, Ben. He could do that.
If you know a guy, I have some, even with the Warren Files, we're trying to get in contact with a production company to do a series.
We might be able to put you in contact with somebody.
If you can, let me know.
That'd be cool. Well, you're talking about Ben.
Ben, yeah, UFO Garage Ben.
Yeah, man. I think that would probably work.
Yep.
I think Ben doesn't use his own production company, but I think
after their documentary, and I heard him always, because we talk, we just talk back and forth, and he would always tell me he was editing. So I think he's got to have it down by now. He's and you know how smart he is when it comes to this stuff, man.
Yeah, he's really good with Photoshop and all that stuff, and just like doing picture editing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he admitted to us that he doesn't do. He's still in the early learning stages of learning like video production and video editing.
Mm-hmm. I think he would be the guy.
We know a guy.
Always helps to know a guy.
It does.
Yep. He's in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, good old Texas. Have you done any investigating over there in Texas?
No, I haven't.
No. Yeah, I think I'm going to start. I liked that video that Sonny made. I don't know if you watched or if we played it for you before, but Sonny walked through an old barracks.
Yep.
And ever since he did that, it's in the back of my mind. Every now and then it's like, you should do that. You should try it.
I already told you, Chad, you just got to do it for yourself. It gave me a newfound look on what people like Heather, what they're doing. At first, Heather, I'll be honest, I thought it was bullshit, and it ain't. Go out there. You guys think it's a joke? Go do it. Go find you a spot like I did, and just go walk through there. If nothing happens to you, then sorry, I was wrong. But give it a shot. Give it one chance, just a shot, and it's something. Yeah, if something happens to you like it did me, it was unexplainable. And
wow, this is interesting here, man. Anthony said, when I had my near-death experience, I was told I crossed over and it's not my time. So clearly the being that came in the image of my deceased grandfather knew he was dead.
When Anthony was telling, when he told us that before about crossing over, I think he mentioned this before. Yeah, and that was when Papa Willie was in here, and we were muted. Anthony, for Papa Willie, when that happened to him, because he died, I think, like 8 times or something like that. It was something crazy when he wrecked that motorcycle. One of the times, heaven to him was, it's our nanny. It's our grandma. We call her nanny. It's our nanny's house. My dad was already passed away too at the time. And Billy seen himself under the house trying to get where they were at. So he started ripping boards out of the floor. And my dad looked under the table and seen him because they were sitting at the kitchen table. And he told my nanny, hey, Billy's trying to get in here. And she told Billy, you can't be here yet. And she told my dad, I guess, he can't be here yet. So my dad just stepped on him and pushed him back to the floor. I think that's how Bill explains it. Like, he just pushes him back through the floorboards. And then that was it. He woke up again.
Oh, that is a weird dream.
But that was heaven to him. That was, and then that's when Billy was saying, like, when he was looking in there was no lights. Like, you see me glowing on this camera. Billy said there was no lights anywhere, and everything glue like that. Was glowing, like the walls, the table, the people, and there was other people there too that he could hear. but he couldn't see him because he was under that table. And yeah, he could just see my dad and my
Pushed
nanny.
his ass right back through the floor and said,
Pushed
"Get
him
back
right
here."
back to the floor. You can't be here yet. It's not your time.
That's
And
crazy.
that's how, yeah, that was heaven to him. And then when Anthony was talking about that, that's what Billy said. I think we all see it different. He said, I think it's the same thing. We all just have a different vision of it, so it doesn't freak us out.
Yeah,
Like,
each person sees it the way they need to see it.
But there's something there that happens. Billy said one time when he came back from that, remember, he's all messed up, paralyzed, laying in bed on his back, right? You know how those hospital beds, they have that little foot thing at the end, you know, your footboard or whatever. It's a little short thing. When he woke up, he thought he was standing on a ledge and he was going to fall off of a cliff. He thought instead of laying down, he was standing up on that little footboard. He was smashed against his bed like this, trying not to fall off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man. So when he came back, they were like, "What are you doing?" He's like, nothing. Just coming back to life here. Just got shoved back through a floor."
Yep. Now I'm getting ready to fall off this cliff.
It's been through hell and back. That's crazy.
Yeah. That was rough.
Heather, I don't think I'm sure I probably asked you last time you were here, but I can't remember. What was the most uncomfortable you've been on a investigation? Like something that was trying to push you out?
Yeah, it was at the Florence mine in Goldfield. And it's, not to promote the book, but it's actually in the book as well. But we were investigating, and we found this little, almost like a collapsed mine area. It was like a cave because the mine had collapsed in the back. And the owner of the mine was like, "Go ahead, we have a lot of paranormal activity in there." So we decided to go through, and there was a spot where you could actually stand up because we had to crawl to get to this location. And we actually stood up and we started doing being underground. It was great because we could use a spirit box with no interference from radio stations. And we weren't getting anything. And something was calling to me. There was another little passageway that you had to crawl again to get back to where the mine had collapsed. And I was like, you know what? Something's telling me I need to go back there. So I went back there and set everything, set my digital voice recorder down and my video camera down. And just kind of sat there, started talking, "Hey, you were calling me back here. Was there something you wanted to tell me?" And then all of a sudden, I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was being crushed. And I just started sobbing uncontrollably. And, it felt like I was actually one of the miners. I was picking up on the energy of the miners. And it felt like I was being crushed from the collapse. From the gravel and all the rocks. And my team actually got me out of there. And once I got back to the area where you could stand again, I was perfectly fine. So I don't know if they didn't want me there or if they wanted me to feel their pain. But that was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in an investigation.
Maybe they were just trying to show you what happened. If you asked what happened here, maybe that's how they show you.
Is that what it looked like while you were... I would not like going into something like that.
That doesn't look like the mine, but it could be.
It says...
I remember crawling more.
Oh, wow.
But
I
it
typed
could be.
in collapse, and this is a closer look at the backfill coming down from the...
Yep, that looks familiar.
Yeah, so that's basically what would come down on you during a collapse. I mean, that's what you'd be underneath all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and from what I understand from the owner, I don't remember if he said the bodies are still there, but he had said that the bodies had been there for a long time because they couldn't get them out.
Well, the floor looks like that still. They might still be underneath it.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it looked like. It didn't look like it was disturbed or anything.
No, it doesn't to me. That looks like it's been there for a while. Yeah.
And the owner of the mine, he's a great guy, and he's doing everything he can to preserve it the way it was when it shut down.
That's interesting. That's probably one of those instant death type situations. Like, don't know why I'm here, what's happening.
Or what about
Yeah.
the ones that were trapped on the other side of the collapse that had to just sit there
Right.
because nobody could
Oh.
come get them?
Yeah, I didn't think about
You would
that.
think they would dig them out. They dug that cave that far, they could do it again.
Yeah, you would think so. But
Maybe.
who knows the full story?
Yeah. Maybe they were just like, good enough resting spot.
Yep.
But
Well,
we're still alive. Not for long.
We're just
Yelling back at 'em.
God.
Leave us alone. We're not digging you out.
Stay in there long enough, you won't be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
but that was the same location. My teammate and I, we actually, because we were up there filming a pilot for a TV series that ended up getting shelved because of COVID, because it was the February before COVID shut everything down. So it was like just perfect timing. And we stayed the night in the mine owner's home, and we were sleeping in the living room. And Goldfield had been affected by 2 fires, and the mine had been affected by a fire as well. And I woke up from a sound sleep to what sounded like someone yelling in my ear. I didn't start the fire.
Oh, wow.
And I sat up, looked around. Everyone else was still sound asleep. So someone obviously wasn't yelling that in the living room because everyone else would have been moving around. And it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I was like, holy crap. So whoever was blamed for one of the fires was trying to let everyone know he didn't start it.
Yeah.
I've been hearing stories like that. Like people keep hearing their names said. I've never once said anything, but that used to happen. Like it hasn't happened in a long, long time, but I would wake up sometimes because someone went Sonny and then like calling me and I'd wake up. What the hell was I dreaming about? I couldn't remember what I was dreaming about. So I'd go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Never used to think that it was actually a spirit that said Sonny. So I've had that happen. I've just never thought it was a spirit. I just thought I was dreaming.
I think the last time you were on here, I said that I had one experience, and that was when I was getting ready to go in the shower and somebody knocked on my bathroom door. Well, it happened again yesterday.
No.
But I think what is going on is somebody, I'm on the first floor apartment, and I think somebody above me is like dropping their toilet seat or something. It's exactly what it sounded like yesterday. It was like, boom, boom. Scared the crap out of me at first, but then I was like, okay, let me think about this with a reasonable mindset. What is actually happening most likely?
And that's all we do is we try to find an reasonable explanation before making a decision. And then if everything natural has been ruled out, then it's possibly paranormal.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I didn't do any investigating. I just kind of ignored it. I just went along with my day.
Yep. And that's the best thing to do, because if it was a spirit, you don't want to interact with them in your own home, because then they'll think the minute you talk to them, they'll be like, hey.
Oh, really?
You know, they've talked to me. They know I'm here. You know, it's almost like you're giving them permission.
Oh. Yeah, I never thought about that before. So like once they know that you can hear them, they don't leave you alone after that. Huh.
Yeah, we had one in an apartment that we lived in, and I didn't really interact with him too much, but I did let him know when he did something I didn't like. I always put my foot down, and I would see him walk from the front door into my son's room. And I think he was an old Orange Grove farmer, because he was dressed in the overalls and he was barefoot and no shirt underneath the overalls, and really tall guy. And I would start smelling cigar smoke. And we didn't smoke. I went outside to make sure nobody was smoking around our windows. Still nothing. Went back into the apartment. Still smelled like cigar smoke. And I just yelled, dang it, George, because we called him George. You know I don't allow smoking in the house. And it instantly stopped.
Really?
Yeah.
Why'd you call him George?
I don't know. Something just told me his name was George.
Huh.
Papa Willie, where he grew up, he still lives in the same house. We had a ghost in there that we called George, and we could literally say, I hate to do it because my door's open right now. Every time we talk about this and this door's open and Billy's here, I tell him the same thing. I don't want to tell him because I'm scared the door's going to shut. And Billy laughs every time. If we say, George, can you shut that door for us? He'll He'll shut the door.
Slam.
The door. No, it doesn't slam. It just
Oh,
shuts.
it just like shuts.
Nice and slow. Yeah. And it shuts all the way until it clicks. And that, I try to tell people, that was like a 9 out of 10 thing. That wasn't, if it didn't happen, that's when we got more of like, you know, why didn't he shut the door? You know, it was more surprising when that didn't happen. And we never thought about it. We were kids. I would say that happened until I was at least 14 or 15, around there. That's the last time that I really even thought about it, type stuff. Never ever scared of what it was. And yeah, you could just say, George, can you shut that door? And as we got older, we found out that the guy that lived there and died, his name's George. And we just called it George. We had no idea when we were kids. We just called it George the Ghost. And Billy says he's seen it before when we were kids. Like, he would see it standing in the hallway. Billy's a little younger than me, and he was just too scared to tell us. He said it looked like an old guy with a dirty hat on and dirty clothes, like he was coming in from work or something. I don't think that's how he explained it. And he just told me that like a year ago. Not even, maybe 6 months ago. Like, I never knew that he's seen it.
You saw what Enzo said here, right?
But yeah, that's so crazy. You just you guys just call it George, you know. And
yeah, that's interesting.
I want you guys to look it up and see if there was somebody named George that died there like us. Like, we had no, I don't ever remember somebody saying, you know, call me George, you know, or anything. We just called this thing George. That was George the Ghost.
Yeah, and
I missed the things I said. I was talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, he said when you said that, your camera went out of focus. When you said George shut the door.
Don't be messing around, George.
Don't be messing around, George. We're on the podcast here.
Yep, stand your ground.
Now with that thing, it could actually be here. I wouldn't even give it.
Felt like
it would just be normal. I don't know how to explain that, guys, especially when I tell you I don't believe, or didn't used to believe in this kind of stuff. Just didn't think about it like that. You know, that was just a everyday thing. Oh, the door handles too. The door handles would turn, and the front door, while the door handle's turning like this, you could go, well, not me, but I watched Donnie finally have enough of it to where he was scared but mad type thing, our older cousin, and grab that door handle while it was turning and jerk the front door open, and there's no one there. While it's moving, he'd grab it and jerk the door open, and there's no one there.
That's nuts.
That happened at least, I've seen him do that at least 3 times. I mean, it probably happened a lot more, but that's how many times I've seen that happen. Like, you jerk the door open and no one's there, and it's the country. You don't got nowhere to hide, really. There's nowhere to.
No, especially not that fast.
Yeah. But yeah, as kids, like I said, that was a normal thing, and I never thought that was a ghost. That was just something named George that would shut the door. We weren't, because I would have been scared of a ghost when I was a kid.
Yeah,
so
you said you weren't freaked out about it
as a ghost. We didn't know.
Yeah, never got any negative energy from it.
Nope.
That's cool.
We just thought that was normal.
Lindsay says, I smell my maternal grandma all the time. Still don't know what that is, but I smell it.
Oh, that's crazy. I have my grandpa's old Bible, and when I open it, I smell it, and then I smell him. And he died when I was like 6, but I know that smell still to this day.
Yeah. Smells are one of those weird things that anytime you smell just a very, very faint hint of something, it'll bring a memory back.
I showed my mom that before she died a long, long time ago, like 10 years ago. I showed her that, and I was like, hey, check this out. You know, I went and grabbed the Bible and opened it and told her, here, smell it. And she smelled it, and she just looked at me and goes, smells just like Grandpa. She goes, it smells just like my dad.
Wow. Heather, do you have any favorite ghost movies or paranormal movies?
Not really. I don't watch them.
No.
Believe it or not.
I can believe that. You're more into factual stuff.
Because it's scary? You don't watch it
No.
because it's scary, or you don't like it?
No, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like they're so far from the truth.
I have a hard time staying interested in those movies while I'm watching them. That's why I don't watch them. I'm like you. They're not. Maybe it is ridiculous to me, but yep. If it's not a comedy or action or something like that, I just.
Yep. Or it's like I was seeing my knee doctor, and we were talking about what I do, and she kind of chuckled. She's like, "I bet you watch those paranormal TV shows the way I watch Grey's Anatomy."
Oh.
And I was like, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never really been into the scary movies either, especially like the real goofy ones. I mean, the ones that they're not supposed to be goofy, but they end up being kind of comical. Like that, I watched The Hills Have Eyes in the theater, and at first I was kind of spooked out, but then after a while I just started laughing. I'm like, this is still ridiculous. Where do they come up with this stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have watched the Conjuring movies, but after hearing the actual story from Chris and working with the foundation, it's like, really?
So
the one I watched that I like, Chad, was Wrong Turn. It's like in West Virginia or something like that. And there's some hillbillies chasing these guys around. That's kind of scary.
Because that's something that could happen.
Because I hunt, yeah.
Yeah.
I hunt. And I get back in the mountains now, and I think I'm going to see that dude from Wrong Turn every time I walk around a big tree. He's going to be standing there.
Yeah, the stuff that can actually... Well, I mean, the ghost stuff can happen too, but the stuff that seems like it's more like reality, like it seems like something that you could just go on a road trip tomorrow and that all that stuff could happen to you, that's the stuff that's real creepy. So the Conjuring story, is there any truth to that?
A little bit. It's based on actual events, but the actual events are embellished.
Oh, yeah, right here. Arden says that even Andrea Parent says that a lot of it was made up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of sections that were made up, but the actual premise to the story and the haunting and all of that was based on true stories, but the rest of it. And then The Nun, if I remember correctly, is not based on a true story.
Okay. So a lot of it was just for just to make money.
Pretty much. Yep.
How much do you know about that? Do you know more enough to go over like what happened in that case?
Not that particular case. I more studied the Amityville.
Oh, Amityville
cases.
Horror.
Yeah. So,
that's another one that I haven't looked into.
Yeah, that one's a very interesting one.
Is that the one with the doll?
No, that's Annabelle.
That's Annabelle. Yep.
Yeah.
My bad.
Annabelle.
Yeah, and they made Annabelle look so creepy in the movies.
See, the doll things never freaked me out either. Dolls and clowns, they've never freaked me out. I've never understood that, the doll thing.
Right. And it's interesting because some dolls creep me out, but like I have a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll in my house. Mm-hmm. And it's only because they were my grandparents, and I believe my grandfather's connected to one of them. But the real Annabelle, even though I know she's not harmless, she just looks so peaceful and harmless, just sitting there.
Yeah, I guess that's why I've never had any negative thoughts about them, because I've never had any experiences with a doll or any kind of inanimate object like that.
Right. And I know with talking with Chris more about it, he truly believes that it was almost like a self-manifestation and an egregore, because they got this doll, they loved her, they treated her, they would set her at the dinner table, and then all of a sudden it was like they put an energy into the doll themselves instead of it being haunted before they got it. And one of the creepiest things that I don't know how I would handle it is they were at dinner one day and they had the doll sitting there and they were talking to her like they normally did. And all of a sudden the doll just picked up her hands and put them on the table.
What?
And that's when it all started.
Yeah, see, that would freak me out.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do if I saw that.
What really freaked me out, I mean, the only thing that really kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies was that Tickle Me Elmo. Especially if that thing would like start up at night or something and nobody was around it. It's like, whoa, okay. Either that or the Furby dolls.
Yeah.
Anything like that that just started talking by itself. It's like, why is that happening? Nobody pushed the
And then
button.
one would go off and they'd all go off.
Deanna's nephew had a toy. Oh man, this was 25 years ago probably, and it was one of the Sesame Street toys, not a Tickle Me Elmo. Something stupid like a Bert and Ernie toy or something, and it had batteries in it, and it kept going off talking over and over and over. And it was in the room that me and her were staying in. We used to live with her sister a long time ago. And she gets up, takes the batteries out of it, throws it back in the closet, and it starts going off again. So I'm laughing like, you didn't take all the batteries out. And so I took it apart, and there's no batteries in it. No batteries in it, and it still goes off. I couldn't, and not just like once, like there was a little bit of power left in it. There must be an internal battery somewhere in this thing that makes it keep going. And that was kind of freaky, Chad. Couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah.
I didn't take it apart because I didn't want to break it, but there had to be another battery in there that you actually couldn't get to. Or it was possessed.
Or possessed.
And it's funny because those type of toys actually make great investigation tools. Like there's on Amazon, there's a hamster or like the parrots that would recite back what you say.
Oh, yeah.
And it basically, if you take, I haven't tried it yet. I need to though. But in theory, if you take those on an investigation and you start talking, if a spirit talks in the vicinity of this thing, it will repeat the words.
Have you had luck with those things that, I can't remember what they're called, REM pods or something that you just barely touch and it makes a noise?
No, I haven't used those. No. I try to stick with the non-tech, non-conventional tools. So like I'll use, the cat balls I'll use a lot. I use fidget spinners.
Oh.
The dowsing rods. I actually have fidget spinners that light up so you can see them in the dark moving.
Oh, cool.
I was going to say, if a fidget spinner moved at all, that would be impressive. Something's not going to blow that. That's too.
I've had it move. It's interesting. And we demonstrated that in Real Haunts Ghost Towns, how to use it.
Yeah, the light, that could be anything. If I had one of those sitting on the table here and a truck drove by out front, it would set that light off.
Yeah.
But a fidget spinner, that's a game changer. You make one of those spin, and that'll be a little spooky to me.
Yeah, we have I think we got 6 of them, and they're all different colors. And we have the lights on them. So we can put the lights on and scatter them, and we could still be in the dark. And we could be like, can you spin the blue spinner for us? And and we can ask.
Specific with it?
Yes, yeah.
And
one time it was interesting. Man. It was interesting how I learned about it. I was we were doing a public event at a local museum that we did a lot of work with. And one of the guests said, hey, check this out. And she pulled her fidget spinner out of her pocket. She's like, I do this in my house all the time. And she set it down. And she's like, if you're here with us, can you tap this? And she showed the spirits how to use it. And then she stopped it. And we made sure it was on a flat surface. And all of a sudden, she's like, if you're here with us, do what I just did and spin that. And all of a sudden, it started spinning. And I was like, that's the best tool ever.
Yeah. Yeah, those bearings are super, what do you want to call that? I don't know. They're just very
smooth,
sensitive. Smooth and sensitive. So like if you just blow on it, it'll spin around real fast.
Yeah. So if you use it, make sure there's no wind. Make sure it's on a completely flat surface.
No fans blowing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
So what about the what's that thing that hangs down?
The pendulum?
Yeah, pendulum.
Yep.
I
use those all the time. I probably have 20 or 30 of them scattered around my house.
That's cool. So let me ask you, does that change? Do you have ones that are made out of crystals? Different types of crystals?
I have metal, silver, and copper, and then I have different crystals.
So do you get a different result with different materials?
Yep. Yeah, it all depends on the energy the spirit has.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And the best way to use those is if you can find I know several people who've made them, a pendulum stand that will actually hold the pendulum. Because if you hold it, you run the risk of having your energy go into it, or you also run the risk of moving your hand and not realizing you're moving it.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like the Ouija board type situation where somebody else is moving it, they don't even know they're moving it.
Right. I'll believe a Ouija board when I can see the thing move on its own with no one touching it.
Same here. I like that. I mean, if you can get something to move on its own without anyone touching it, I'm in.
I watched Kara's one of their. Remember, I told you I call her Kara the Witch from Ireland.
Kara, what is her last name? I can't think of it now. I'll have to look it up.
But I watched one
Davis.
of her. Yes, I watched one of hers with her team, and they had their fingers on the Ouija board thing. They were barely trying to touch it like this to show people, on the camera. I was pretty damn convinced.
Really?
I mean, there was just like no way they could have been even moving it. And this thing was doing circles so fast, they could barely keep their fingers on it. And not just like one, it was only like 4 people doing it. All their fingers are coming off, not just, And and they're just like barely touching it. And I could see if you were pushing it this way to make it go, but they're touching it like this and it will just take off. Like they're barely touching it. And I'm thinking I would have to push harder on that to be able to move it. And all of them were just barely doing that. And it was pretty convincing in that video. That's when I told you that's the one where they were talking to the spirit and it was buried there where they were doing the investigation. And they asked if the spirit wanted flowers on her grave. And then the spirit told them where the grave was. And they went out and found it the next day. And it was exactly where she said it was. They just had to clear grass and stuff away so you could see it. So you could see the grave. And they put flowers there for whoever they were communicating with.
That's cool.
Pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's similar with table tipping. You want to make sure that you just have your fingertips on it. And then also make sure that you have video cameras that's showing the whole table, all 4 legs, so that way no one's kicking it or anything like that. And you want to make sure it's also not a heavy table, but heavy enough to where your fingertips can't move it.
Helen Crystal Energy says, "Thank you, Heather. You've just given me an idea for how to reconnect with my mom. We used to chat all the time. Thanks to a medium, I lost the connection. Oh, but thanks to a medium, I lost the connection. Huh. I have questions.
Yeah, me too.
Did the medium cause the disconnect? Was it a bad medium, like a negative?
Did you ask for it to stop, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Some
Good
questions
morning,
with that.
Melissa. I just seen Melissa's here.
Hey, Melissa.
Let's go, Melissa. What's cooking good looking?
Pinzer says, everyone comes to the Chad Smith podcast to let their freak fly, but we can also be very serious.
Sometimes.
Yep. This was an old comment, but I saved it because I wanted to come back to it. Lindsay said, I wonder why I don't feel my mom. It kind of bothers me, not going to lie. But at the same time, maybe she's completely at peace and doesn't want to deal with anymore.
Yeah. And that could be one reason. Another reason is she could be somewhere else, visiting someone else. I know I don't see my grandfather all the time. I've never seen my grandmother. So it just depends on the person and also your personal energy and vibration levels. Sometimes you might not be able to pick up on her anymore.
Yeah. One second. My phone's dying. I'm going to go grab my charger. I'll be right back.
Okay,
guys.
no problem. Yeah, I was just thinking of how when people talk about being on the same frequency or on the same frequency plane, it's almost like you're on the same frequency for a minute and then you just like part ways and you're on totally different planes, basically. Oh, Helen came back. Helen says, it's because I didn't realize it was really Mom. I thought it was me thinking what I'd expect her to say. Then the medium told me that Mom was frustrated with me. Oh.
One tip with mediums in the future is because in the world we live in, there's so many people out there, and I'm not saying that's the case with you, Helen, but there's so many people out there trying to take advantage of people. And this is funny. This is something I got from Chris, is when you go see a psychic or a medium, ask them to, or tell them you want to connect with an uncle by a name that you don't have an uncle in that name. So like Uncle Jim, and you've never had an Uncle Jim. And if they come back and say, yes, your Uncle Jim is here communicating with you, you know they're a complete fraud.
Yeah.
But if they come back and say, no, you don't have an Uncle Jim.
So have you done that test before on people?
No, I haven't.
That's a good idea, though. Uncle Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they could always say, like, well, 7 generations ago, you had an Uncle Jim.
I didn't know him.
Know your genealogy before doing it.
He barely knows English, but I'm talking to him. Oh, she said, medium told me that Mom was frustrated with me, and she repeated some of the conversations we had, so it freaked me out, and I stopped. Oh, okay, so she was actually affirming some conversations that you had had that she shouldn't even have known before, or that she shouldn't have known, so that was freaking you out. Yeah, so she must have been the real deal then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and I know it's hard, but don't let things like that freak you out, because when we're afraid, that's when we open ourselves up to potentially negative interactions with spirits.
Right, because the negative ones feed off of that negative energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I always say stand your ground. You know, like I did with George. I told him smoking wasn't allowed in my house, and he stopped.
Yeah, I like that idea of just standing up to him, because so many people, when they hear something like that, they just either freeze or run out of the house or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like your approach to just like stand your ground, tell them exactly what's going on, and let them know it's not welcome there.
Yep. Yeah.
What are some cases or some situations where that wouldn't work? Like just telling them that they're not welcome here and that they need to leave. Is there what types of entities does that not work with, where they're just like refusing to leave?
Right. It should work on most, but if it's a human spirit, of course, we even have free will on the other side. So if they have a reason to stick around or they want to stick around, you standing your ground's not going to stop them. But it's no different than a person. I mean, if a person was in my house and I yelled at them for smoking in there, I didn't, they would respect my wishes and stop smoking.
Right.
So you just kind of, some may stick around and still cause trouble. And that's when you get a paranormal team in there to figure out what's happening. Mm-hmm. But even the paranormal team, if the, human spirit doesn't want to leave, they're not going to go.
Huh. So we still have free will on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Walt, this is the first time I've ever heard anyone say that before, so that just made my day. Thanks a lot. Chad has the perfect radio voice. I definitely don't think I have the perfect radio voice, but
Although you sound pretty good on that new mic.
I think most of it's the microphone. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Melissa says, I feel things tapping and touching me all the time, every day. Wow. Tapping and touching you? Like tapping you on the shoulder or trying to get your attention? That's interesting. I wonder if it's the same entity trying to get a hold of you. Like,
oh, yesterday, Chad, my nerves were pinched in my back. It's messed up.
Oh, yeah.
I was bent over and leaning on my daughter's couch. 2 times I had to stand up and turn around because I thought somebody was sneaking up behind me going like this to my back.
What?
Felt like someone was touching me, and I was like, what the hell? And I would turn around, and nothing's there. It was the nerves, I think, in my back were pretty messed up yesterday.
I
hope that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be the first thing we would have checked out.
Where I live, these are brand new houses. But on this property right here is where my old teacher, Mrs. Battle, and I love that lady so much. One of my old teachers, she died here. Just actually, it would be where my daughter's house is, right next to me. I went back there with a metal detector, Chad, and I found hits. So I started digging stuff up to where her old house was tore down right there. And it's like they dug a big pit and just buried everything. I was digging up frying pans, like old big skillets like this big.
Dude, people did that.
Yeah, I think they just like dug a hole and pushed her house off into it out there and at least freeze it.
Gotta get rid of this.
Because I find a lot of stuff when I go out there. The metal detector goes crazy.
My uncle was he 86 now, 87, and it's just a couple years ago he sold his backhoe, but he used to have a backhoe, and where they're from, you have like a town dump or anything, and if they like the one that they have right now, you have to pay to you pay like $5 a garbage bag or something, or $2 a garbage bag to drop off your garbage. So yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you where he's at, but he used to dig a hole and just bury whatever. Like, Diane's done with the mattress, throw that in the hole. You know, I mean, anything they didn't need anymore.
I seen him dig a hole, a big one, a really big hole, and put like maybe 50 gallon drums, the old steel ones, of oil in the ground. I know where that's
oil?
At. Full. All of them were full.
Oh my God. The government's like, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
EPA is not happy.
My papa passed away. He can't get in trouble no more. But no, they would have a heart attack if I took him out there and showed him where all that stuff was buried. And
that's just you. Can you imagine how many other people have done that?
Everyone did that out here. It wasn't just my grandpa. He wasn't just a bad guy. That's what people did.
That's what you did. Yeah, where else are you going to put it?
They didn't want us to dump it in the ground. So we thought burying it like that and getting it out of the way, not thinking that those barrels have rusted through by now. I promise they have. This was when I was I was in the 4th grade when that happened.
Wow. So yeah, those barrels are probably.
I just remember because it was so many. It was just so many. And even back then it was illegal because we did it at night.
Well, man, I think oxygen has to get to metal for it to.
No.
Oh, no?
No, just moisture, and it's sand out here, remember? So the water goes right. Yeah. And then there's gaps in between them barrels that you can't get them in because of the sand. It'll hold air and moisture, and it'll rust. They're gone.
Yeah, Walt. See, Walt's got our back. Oil comes from the earth. The government has buried chemicals.
Putting it back. We're just putting it back.
We just took it out, and now we're putting it back. Well, no big deal, guys. For sure.
Now what we need to do is have somebody come out and assess that property and check it for oil. You know how they do the what do they call that? They take a sample.
Fracking or something, or core samples?
No, fracking's where they open it up. Core sample. That's it. Core samples, and then we can sell that property as having oil.
Eric says, "What else is Sonny buried? I know Fresno. I know how they act out there out in Fresno."
Yeah, Eric. Don't act like you didn't live here.
We better mute Sonny's mic before he incriminates himself.
Sound like someone with a guilty conscience. Eric's trying to blame it on me.
Yeah, really. Little do we know, you and Eric have known each other a long time.
Eric's the one that had to move away.
We played rock, paper, scissors. He's the one that lost. That's funny. Yeah, Eric is Paranormal Highway now. So, guys, he's got a show after our show today at 1 o'clock. Or no, 1:30 Eastern. Make sure you go check his channel out. He does breaking news, and he knows things. That's right.
That's right. I know things too, Eric. I know you're always going to be Gypsy Road to me. I don't care what they make you. You're always going to be Eric Gypsy Road.
Yeah.
But Paranormal Highway is a pretty awesome name. That must have been like, he must have already had that one that must have been one he had already picked, and then went with Gypsy Road because that was a good one, and he came up with it real quick.
Well, I like it because, and I'm not the one that first said this. I can't remember who said it, but somebody said that you have to take the paranormal highway to get to the paranormal chop shop.
That's right.
So we're good. We got Eric, we got the chop shop. Perfect name.
You seen my little guy on here?
Yeah, I like him.
Highways. We don't need highways with those hot rods.
We don't need roads where we're going.
That's right.
Heather, how long do we have you for today?
Until about noon.
Okay. All right, cool.
Oh, well, that's another 3.5 hours here, Heather.
Noon my time.
Another 3.5 hours. We're good. No. Do some card readings, watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Make some popcorn. Have that one ghost make us some popcorn. No, somebody from the chat brought up the name and it grew on me. Okay, cool. Oh, hey, Jessica. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. If anybody in the chat has any questions for Heather, please put them in capital letters and we will get those to her. But yeah, I'm going to do some more. I'm going to have to do some of that investigating. But I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it by myself. I really want to take Jake with me, but I know that you did it by yourself, so maybe
You're not going to be able to hear anything over Jake screaming. Every time.
Chad, was that you? What was that?
Every time you move, he's going to be screaming.
No, Jake, I'm trying to record some audio here, man.
Like ghost hunting with Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, sending them out on an adventure.
Mm-hmm. I just got to pick a good spot around here somewhere. Like, I don't know.
Don't you guys have abandoned, not abandoned, but retired, shut down automotive places everywhere? Big factories.
Yeah, downtown Detroit. It's got a bunch of factories.
Guarantee you, if you get in an old one, there's been people that died in there.
Oh, yeah.
With cars and with all those, all that equipment.
Yeah, but the problem with like the abandoned car factories around here is the homeless people live there, and they
get scared.
Well, they claim it like they protect it like it's their house.
Just get all dirty and go in there, man.
Hey, man.
It's just like it's like the zombie thing. If you dress up like a zombie, they won't know you're not one of them. You just gotta.
Yeah. Enzo says, Heather, I'm assuming some of those ghost towns are remote. Do you have any problems? Do you have problems with the spirit boxes and not being able to pick up radio stations so that they can work?
They actually work better when you're in remote locations because they're not picking up the radio stations, so you don't have possible false evidence or audio pareidolia. It still circles through, like you know, when you go through radio stations and you don't have something on a station, it's all white noise. That's what the spirit boxes do. It's just solid white noise with no radio interference. So it actually works better.
So that really proves that they work.
Right.
There's literally no radio stations out here and it's still working.
Yep.
That's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, even though if you go backwards and it's only like a second on each radio station, if you get a full sentence, chances are it's a spirit. But, you know, a lot of hey, hi, you know, single words can easily be the radio station picking up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is why we thought it was so interesting when we were at Gold Point, there were no radio stations nearby. And we were getting clear voices, different voices through the white noise.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad that you asked that, Enzo, because, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Eric says, I heard houses are cheap in Detroit. Oh, yeah, man. Back in 2009, you could get a house in Detroit for like $450, $500. And that's not even a joke. I mean, if you had $500 in your pocket and you handed it to the city of Detroit and said you wanted one of these houses, they would give it to you.
How much are they now? I might move up there by you.
I mean, there's still some in some neighborhoods that are like $5,000. And
I'll take it.
barely move-in ready.
That's why we left Vegas, because I mean, our rent was going up to $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom, and the cheapest house we could find was $500,000.
Oh my God!
And those were in neighborhoods you don't want to live in.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to do disking for for the city and for Fresno. Just it was for anyone that called and needed a field disc or anything mowed. Big fields, not small stuff. And I did one for a lady in a really bad part of town. Eric, you'll know, on the west side, on the way to your house, man, on 180. On 180 and 180 and just before Marks, so he knows what I'm talking about. After I got done with the field, she owed me like $350 or something like that. She came out with the $350 and the deed to the field, the property, and told me, you can have the $350 or the deed. I'll sign it over to you. I don't want the property no more. And I told my dad, and he said, hell no, we don't want that property. I'll have to pay taxes on it every year. You're going to have to pay taxes on it. And so, yeah, people have tried to give us property here, certain places. And I should have took it. I screwed up. Now, yeah, that $350,000 property, they sold it to a golf course here that didn't ever get finished. But yeah, it went for a lot of money, probably.
I bet it did.
Yeah, that lady was probably really happy she didn't give that away to me if she still had it.
Melissa Nicole, she says, is there a place that Heather refuses to return to, and if so, why?
Oh,
Not yet that I've discovered. And I mean, one that would come close to be the residential where I was attacked when we did a residential investigation for a client, but she sold the property and we have no need to go back. So I really don't think of that as a place I wouldn't go, but I might still go just because I want to confront the ghost. He was a bully.
Was a bully?
Yes.
So they don't scare you at all, huh?
It was the first time that I had been lifted up off of my feet and thrown.
Thrown?
So, yeah, it was almost like a karate swipe, and it swept my feet out from underneath me, threw me up in the air, and I landed down on my knees.
Yeah, that would get me to go home and just watch TV instead.
And prior to that, another one of our investigators, he's a big guy. I could sit there. I mean, we had our flashlights on, and he wasn't himself. And then when you look at his eyes were pitch black. There were no whites in his eyes anymore.
Ooh.
And when he snapped out of it, he completely time slipped. He had no idea where he was or what he was doing.
And who was that?
One of the investigators that went with me.
His eyes turned all black?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the same investigation. And then it was an interesting one. And then when I got home, I do my typical speech at the front door. You know, if you followed me home, you're not welcome in my house, blah, 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 blah. And I went inside, and immediately after I'd closed the door, it felt like someone threw their fist and punched the door. But when you look through the peephole, you could see if someone would have been running away, and there was nobody to be seen.
Oh, wow.
And it was as soon as you shut it, right?
Yes. Yeah,
and
he was mad I didn't let him in.
That's that twisting doorknob bullshit.
Yeah. Yep. He was mad he couldn't get in.
I wonder, being the doorknob was twisting like that, I wonder if that was other spirits that wanted to come into Billy's house. I never thought about it like that. I always thought it was George twisting the doorknob from inside.
Oh, from the inside.
Yeah. I thought that was our ghost doing that. Like twisting the doorknob. Just screw with us, to scare us. And it's not something that, that just happens when it's us kids and then we have to go tell our aunt, they're twisting the door. No. My aunt would be sitting there and yeah, that would happen. It's not something that just us kids seen. I don't think it was like that because we were kids. I think it just stopped happening for some reason once I was around a certain age, 14 or 15. Like I said, the last time I can remember anything that we could ask him to do, like shut the door. That was like the main thing. That was always the go-to move. Can you shut that door, George? And it would shut.
That's awesome. George, can you do my homework? Homework's done.
Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know. Billy says he was an old looking, I don't want to say field worker, like a mechanic looking guy, because Billy said he was so dirty looking. He had, I think, an old looking cowboy hat type hat, but not a cowboy hat. The ones with the, like the way Billy explains it, not like a derby, but still like a cowboy brim, but not the regular cowboy shape.
Oh, okay.
And it was all dirty, like an old leather hat.
Melissa wants to know, what do you do to prevent possession? Are there any charms or prayers that you use?
Basically, there's a lot of things you can do, and it's all about the personal belief that you put behind it. If you don't believe a specific charm will protect you, chances are it won't. I use the pentacle that I wear all the time. I have black tourmaline that I take with me on all investigations. I have a little bag of herbs, rosemary, thyme, and black Hawaiian salt in a little jar that I take with me everywhere I go. It's basically whatever you believe will protect you. Whatever religion you are, look into what prayers or anything that will protect you. I call it the power of self-possession is another way to do it, is you need to be confident in you and your investigation skills. If you have some self-doubt in yourself, or you're sick, or you're having trouble and your mind is elsewhere, don't go on the investigation, because you're going to open yourself up to something happening. It's one of those things where it's just, like when it comes to the bullies in school, if you felt confident of yourself, what the bully said to you didn't matter, and you were able to stand up to them, or at least say, stop bugging me, or something like that. It's the same thing with spirits. If you are confident in yourself, there's no room for them to take possession.
Wow, that was a perfect analogy, comparing it to a bully, like a bully in school. Because that's right. Like, if you go in there with a mindset that you're way better than anyone in the building, then nobody's going to bully you to think any differently. Mm-hmm. But if you go in there with a low self-esteem and low confidence and stuff like that, it's really easy for a bully to get to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it does make sense that it would transfer over just to the spirit world as well. So that's probably why, yeah, like you said earlier, they feed on fear, especially when they know that there's some fear there. And then once they know that, then it's game on. Yep. So that's probably what most people are experiencing, is they just hear, like I heard a knocking at the door, and instantly I'm like, oh my God, fight or flight response kicks in, and it's just, you automatically go to like a negative feeling. Mm-hmm. So that's when the spirits just like double up on their sounds and touching you on the shoulder and stuff like that. Yep.
I can always tell when I go on investigation with someone who's afraid. Even though they don't show they're afraid, you can pick up on it, because the activity doesn't stop. And the activity is usually centered on that person. Where we go in, like the one investigator that I investigated with a lot in Vegas, him and I could tell what each other was doing in the dark. We just had the same energy level, and we were always spot on when it came to investigating. And we would start getting activity, but because we didn't put up with any of their crap, it would stop. Mm-hmm. And eventually, towards the end of the investigation, we wouldn't be getting anything.
So do you ever go on an investigation where everyone is so confident in themselves and so confident that they don't end up experiencing anything, like the whole time that you're there?
We've had several investigations where we don't experience anything. So it could either be nothing's there, or it could be just the way our team was. Mm-hmm. And we knew what to expect, and we weren't going to stand down, and spirits pick up on that even if we don't say it.
Yeah, Arden says, children are very susceptible to the spirit because they are pure, and spirits can take advantage of nervous people. Yep. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, so the more nervous, maybe that's what needs to happen, is you guys got to just bring me along on an investigation like that, because I'll be scared to death. You'll definitely find something there. Something's there.
You won't need a spirit box. You'll just have Chad. That'll let you know. It'll be your little flashing ball.
You'll just hear G's. every 5 seconds. Ah, jeez. Oh my God, what was that?
Spirit,
was
if
funny.
you're here, can you just poke Chad? Oh.
We were doing an investigation. Basically, it was a location in Vegas that the place is very well haunted, but they don't let people know. And they wanted their employees to go on a paranormal investigation so they wouldn't be afraid of the spirits that they're interacting with on a daily basis. So we took them all on an investigation. And the group I had, it was like every 2 seconds someone was screaming. And I'm like, guys, stop it.
That'd be me.
I'm like, they're going to remember this when you go back to work. And they're going to target you over everyone else.
The ghosts?
Yeah. Yeah, because this place was haunted it used to be an old mob hangout.
Uh-huh.
And every room, every corner of every room, even the bathrooms were haunted.
Oh, I bet a lot of bad things have gone down there.
Yep.
Yep.
We were getting EVPs saying that they used to chop people's hands off. And or the bodies in the floor.
From stealing?
That's for stealing. Yeah. If you steal,
Sonny's like, yeah, this is the knife right here that you would use for that.
So it was actually, it was probably one of my favorite locations to investigate, which is why it stinks that I can't talk about it because they had to sign non-disclosures. But it was funny. The activity always picked up.
Oh my God.
That is the don't be stealing.
Yeah.
Scary. Sonny, you scare me sometimes. I'm glad that we're states and states and states. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, until you need me.
Yeah, you know that me and Jake wish you were here in Michigan one of these days.
I wish I was there with both of you.
I'm telling you. Sonny's going to move here. We're going to buy RC car track or make one and have the RC cars and go ghost hunting and look at UFOs and have cookouts.
Don't forget about hunting Bigfoot, man. I'm not coming if you know.
Yeah, we're not leaving Bigfoot alone. He's hanging out with us too. Taking Bigfoot Michigan Rob up north and finding some.
We're gonna have to change Bigfoot Michigan Rob's name to what we have to call him, the Caveman Ghost Rob.
Caveman Ghost Rob.
Caveman Ghost Rob.
Yep. Yeah, because now we know that there is no Bigfoots. Those are just cavemen spirits.
That's why Captain Caveman could fly. He wasn't a superhero. He was a ghost.
Now we know.
Captain Caveman.
Yeah, Jake. RC cars, love, and sunglasses. That's right. Hell yeah. Yeah, Jake Smith lives here. Bigfoot Michigan Rob lives here. You got Big Willie, Chad Smith. I mean, what else more do you need? We got lakes and rivers and streams, and we don't have any mountains like you guys have.
But it gets cold
Bears,
there.
lions, tigers, oh my.
I have a weird feeling that Sonny would be okay with the cold, though. I feel like he would just layer up and... Mm-hmm. Yep. Plus, we'd be podcasting the whole time it's snowing anyway. I barely even remember winter. I was in here most of the time. Just walking.
Yeah, that might... people would be pissed off. We wouldn't have as many podcast shows, Chad. We'd be out doing shit all the time.
Yep. We'd have to just go live from wherever.
I was gonna say we'd have to find some way to have signal from the mountains because, even like hunting season's coming up, I'm gonna be missing a whole bunch of shows. Like, sorry guys.
Cassie said her and Melissa are on their way too.
Sweet.
Man, I'm gonna have to buy a castle.
No, we need that neighborhood of log cabins, like you said.
Log cabin neighborhood. I'm telling you. It's gonna happen.
Heather, are you down? You gonna move there with us?
No, it's too cold. I'll keep my 80-degree year-round weather.
Yeah, you can have the South District, and we'll have the North District. We're gonna make a paranormal log cabin neighborhood full of paranormal people. Log cabin neighborhood, bunch of log cabins, and a big fire pit in the middle.
I'll maintain the Florida winter getaway place.
There you go. Yeah, you can be the
Can't be in
snowbird.
the middle. In the neighborhood because JoJo Bone said that's where he's putting his teepee. He's going to live there with us, right in the middle of the neighborhood.
Dude, I can totally see JoJo Bone with like this huge teepee, and then you walk in and it looks like you're at like the Marriott or something.
It's going to be the
Ritz Carlton.
JoJo Bone, Mr. Crowley teepee.
Oh my god! Sharing the
It's going to be like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside than the outside.
The single shack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they say about UFOs. They get in there and it's like a huge room. But on the outside,
Still like the one that I'm so stuck on that story that Schratt told us, Michael Schratt, about trying to get into the UFO. Seen they had a platform built around a UFO, I guess, like over the top of it and stuff, Heather, so you could get up and walk around it. And there was guys trying to get into the UFO, but the seams that they were finding were so tight and thin, you couldn't put a razor blade in there. They were trying to cut through the UFO with a torch, and that was working with like a plasma torch. Nothing would work to open it. So yeah, every time I hear,
where was this?
On our show. Where were you? When we had Jim Goodall and Michael Schratt on.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell that story.
I knew it sounded familiar, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
who was talking about that?
And you know how he is. He's got it all, the documents. That guy comes prepared. I wish I had as many papers as he does. I have one little book like this big.
Yeah, I barely even have that sometimes. Where is my Spooky? You know, that's a good question. Spooky said he's having a rough morning, so if you guys want to send him a message, and I'm not sure what kind of morning he's having, but he didn't tell me what's going on.
Hope it starts getting better, man.
Yeah, so anybody that has Spooky's contact, just let him know that you're thinking about him, and hope he has a better day. I'm not sure what he's got going on.
Was he here the last time, Heather?
Yes.
You were on Spooky with us?
Yeah.
Yep, Spooky Morales.
He just didn't want to talk to me, that's all. No.
Oh, hell no. I know that's not true.
Yep, that's what he said.
We'll
get him on here quick then.
I was just going to say, you want to get him on here real quick, he'll be just start telling him that he's not appreciative. He'll be like, What? What are you talking about?
Second, guys.
I never said that. So, Heather, what would you suggest for my first time out by myself?
First of all, not go by yourself.
Okay. See, Sonny, can't go by myself. Got to take Jake with me.
It's more or less a safety issue, because if something happened to you or you got injured, or, you know, you never know what's going to happen. I always tell people I fear the living more than I fear the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest fear is going on a location, of course, have permission to be there. You know, I don't encourage trespassing at all, but you could always have, we've been in some sketchy places in Vegas that you wouldn't want to be alone in there because of who's hanging around and what could happen.
Yeah.
So
that's like these abandoned car factories out here. I would definitely be way more afraid of the living than the dead and something like that.
Yep.
Because those places are claimed by people. And they want to protect it just as much as, I mean, they want to stay alive just as much as you do. So they're, yeah. Eric says, my recommendation, Chad Smith, is bring a pair of adult diapers. Oh. Yeah, you never know, man. I mean, I might need a couple changes of pairs of pants.
Just take a gun and you'll be fine.
Jake said, I'll be waiting by the road. You go ahead, Chad.
You're still gonna hear him screaming from the road.
Yeah. And just make sure you're respectful. That's all they ask for, you know.
Yeah.
Don't pull a I don't, you guys will know who I'm talking about, but I don't want to be the one calling them out. Don't be like some of these paranormal TV hosts that just scream at the ghosts all day long. That's not going to get you anywhere.
Expect them to do things for them like they're
yeah.
I've never been into that kind of stuff. I've even told these guys on here, I'll be driving home from work and just start talking to the sky, just hoping that one of these days an orb shows itself. But Yeah, I'm always very respectful, and I'm very drawn to Orion, the star constellation. Seems like every time I get out of the truck or I walk outside and I just look up in the sky, my eyes just go right to Orion, like way 95% of the time.
It's your home planet is out there.
Home
That's where
planet's
mine
in the
goes.
constellation.
That's where I go to. I go straight
That's
to
where you're
Orion.
originally from.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that's just that's the well-known one for me, so that's why I do it. I look for that, and then I can find everything around it.
Yeah,
I don't know my constellations, so that's the only one I can. I gotta find those three. The belt.
Yeah, the belt. You know that's the actual same formation that the three pyramids in Egypt are lined up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Same formation. Yeah. Orion, amazing.
Hey,
Why do you
Delano
say
just
that?
messaged me.
Oh.
He said to tell everyone good morning.
Oh,
And
cool.
hello.
He's listening?
Yeah, to the Chad Smith podcast.
Awesome, man. Good to have you listening to the show. Yeah, Orion, Greg says Orion won't be visible much longer. Must be because of the seasons. Is that how that works, Greg? I'm not up on my astronomy.
I thought I could just see it all the time.
Yeah, I'm really showing my ignorance here. Ghost Adventure
Well,
stream.
if I can see it now, then that yeah, I can't see it going so far over that I don't see it no more.
Oh, Orion's mostly a wintertime constellation, not during the summer. Oh man, I'm losing my Orion.
I have to go back to the North Star.
Yeah, that's always there.
Somewhere out there in the south for Dogface Boy.
Yeah. Oh
gotta be
yeah,
opposite
Simon's
of him.
totally different. Simon, what do you look up? Do you ever see any constellations when you look up in the sky? Like what is something that you're drawn to?
See how tall he is? He ain't gotta look up. He just looks around.
Yeah, Simon's like what,
Big dude.
6'5" or something. What about you, Heather? Is there anything like that in the sky that you're drawn to?
Not really. The moon, of course, is a go-to, but I just like being outside and relaxing. I don't really focus on much of anything.
Yeah.
I know that sounds terrible, but
No,
when I go outside, I like to just relax and free my mind. It's, almost like be one with nature and blend in with it.
yeah, I mean, especially if you're tuned in the way that you are and you respect nature the way that you do, then just taking it all in it makes a lot more sense than focusing on something specific. Yeah, Greg, this is I've never been as observant as I am now, but yeah, he says I'm so happy when I see Orion in the fall. It's like seeing an old friend, and that's probably how I'm going to feel too. This is kind of the first time in my life where I've been conscious about that kind of stuff and thought about it. Always looking up at the sky on my way home or driving to work now, because I work midnights, so it's usually dark when I'm driving to work or coming home. At least right now it is. That's going to change. Venus is the one that's always sticking out to me. It's just always super bright. Looks like a meteor is going to hit the planet. Very bright. He says, I see a heap of constellations. Many times I've said, that's a UFO. Then they just never move. Oh shit, I was wrong. Yeah, man, I'm the same way, especially with Venus. Venus, it looks like there's something going on because sometimes it's way brighter than it seems like it should be. And then it just doesn't move. When did you identify my sky visitor, Chad? When did you identify my sky visitor? I don't know what that means, Melissa. You're going to have to go into a little bit more detail. Eric says his coffee's at 139 degrees. Very good. Thanks for letting us know, Eric. He's got a Bluetooth coffee cup. And it tells you how warm the coffee is inside the cup, and it keeps the coffee warm. It's battery powered. So that's pretty cool. Well, Heather, we've got like 5 minutes left with you, and I want to make sure that we go over the book again and then that documentary too. So what is your book called, and when is that coming out?
Haunted Southern Nevada Ghost Towns, and it's with Arcadia Publishing through the History Press, and it'll be available on August 22nd.
August 22nd.
Yep.
Got a long ways. Well, it's going to feel like time's just going to go by real fast, but right now it's like, man, I just want that to come out.
I know. I still have one more round of edits to do. So I'm waiting for them to send it back to me to do the final approval, but that's the official release date.
How long have you been working on that project?
I started in November, and it was due the first week of February for my rough draft.
Oh, okay. How does that, so they give you a due date?
Yes. Yeah. When I sign the contract, I have several due dates. Like the first one is I need to give them a list of my photographs so they can start prepping them for the book.
Okay.
Then I send them the my first draft. Then it goes through an editing process, and then the editors send it back to me to make sure that none of the things they changed affected the truth or the actual data that's in there. And then once I send it back to them, then it's off to the printer.
It's interesting to hear the whole process, because I used to be a press operator for a book manufacturer. So we printed book covers all day or all night long. So yeah, it's always interesting to hear how the other side of the process works.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that was the other thing I had to work on. I had a deadline for photos I want on my book cover, as well as what I want written on the back cover. So
cool.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun to do. And I got Chris McKinnell from the Warren Foundation to write my foreword.
Oh yeah. Can you go over the Warren Foundation one more time? We went over it last time you were here, but just in case there's anyone new.
Okay. Yeah. The Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research is the director is Chris McKinnell, who's Ed and Lorraine Warren's grandson. I work side by side with him, helping with marketing, case management. We have an admin team. There's 3 of us that help send out cases and new members to our different regional directors that we have all around the world. We have members all around the world. We focus on not only helping people with paranormal activity, but also helping them get over the fear of paranormal activity. If we deem there's no activity in their home and that it is psychological, then we try to help get them the help they need, because we're not doctors or psychiatrists, even though we do have doctors and psychiatrists in the foundation to help at least answer questions and point these people in the right direction. And we just launched an online school. The first class is one I taught. It's a free class on making herbal bath bags for paranormal researchers. One is to develop psychic abilities, protection, and exorcism.
Wow. And can that be found at this website here, thewarrenfiles.com?
Yes. They just put a link up. If you go to the drop-down menu, it'll say classes, and that'll take you to our Teachable platform. And the first class is up, and it is free. We are also going to be offering coaching and counseling through that platform, as well as we will be teaching other classes. We're going to have a monthly class that drops a new section every month. And we have 2 of our priests working on a demon class that will be up there as well. So
awesome. That's really cool, especially free. I mean, I'm sure there's a place.
Some of the classes will be paid for, just because we need to pay for equipment and to get our investigators, but we will be offering some free classes as well.
And if somebody wanted to contribute, like if they wanted to help out and donate, is there a donation link on the website somewhere?
There should be. And if there's not, just have them reach out to me, because we just started a Patreon page.
Oh, excellent.
If you go to Patreon and search the Warren Legacy Foundation for it.
Yeah.
We have different levels, and we do drawings every month for different things. Like we've been doing, Lorraine Warren sent Chris several cards throughout the years, even though they're signed, Grams and Gramps. It's still in Lorraine Warren's handwriting. So being a Patreon supporter, you automatically get entered to win those. Chris is doing specific things just for the Patreon site that you won't find on any of our other sites. Like he is starting next month. He's going to be reading The Demonologist. and giving his input, almost like his commentary on the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's exclusive videos. He recently went back to I think it was Connecticut, and he stopped by at Lorraine's grave, did a tour of one of the cemeteries there, and did a whole bunch of stuff that we don't put on our other channels because we want our Patreon supporters to be spoiled.
Very good. That's awesome. And then, so I'm going to drop the Facebook link too, because I just found that on the Warren Legacy Foundation Facebook page. I'm going to drop that. Where am I at here? In the chat right here. I'm sure Arden is taking care of it, but just in case she didn't. Yeah. You guys, here's the Facebook page. There's the Twitter. Here's the link for classes. And here's the website, the main website. Thank you, Arden, for hooking us up with those links. Well, cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to plug before we let you go?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll have more to talk about the next time I'm on.
Yeah, you're already booked for another, is it August?
August 9th, I think, is the date.
August 9th. Beautiful. So we'll see you back on August 9th.
Yep, sounds good. I'll talk to you guys then.
Cool. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you, Heather. This was awesome.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was good. That was
yeah,
fun.
Man. I always like seeing Heather. She's awesome. I just wish I had
stories.
better questions. I need to come up with some better questions.
If you go out there and do one of those investigations, take Jake with you and you'll have some questions.
That's probably half of it, is I just haven't done any investigating, or I haven't had any experiences myself. I'm sure if I was more included in the game, I would have more questions and stuff to throw in there.
Yeah, like
just
every time, like since me doing that one, every time she comes on, like today, she said something that made me get the feeling that, oh, maybe you slapped the wall because I was in there so late in that barrack with a light on and it was lights out. It was definitely like midnight. And maybe I wasn't supposed to have a light on in there. Walking around where they sleep.
That makes sense. Yeah, it was nighttime. They're used to sleeping, and you're in there walking around causing hell. Well, did anybody get a hold of Spooky?
I don't know.
He's doing okay.
Have you talked to him since we started?
You know, he wanted to make sure that you were going to be on the show, and I said, yeah, he's on his way. And he just said, sorry, not having the best morning.
Okay.
So that's we don't like to hear that around here. We like Spooky to be having a good day. It's okay, Chad. Jake's analyzing my pics. Oh.
What pics?
She sent me these pictures, and she thinks she saw... I mean, there's definitely something in the sky. Let me pull it up. There's definitely something there, but it's hard to tell what it could be. And the fact that she even saw it... Oh, it's really hard to see it on my computer. Oh, yeah, you almost need to see it on a phone. Here, let me see if this will work. Save image.
Oh, for Friday, we don't have a guest booked because I didn't book one.
Okay.
Gemma is going to come on, fill us in on what she's been doing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see.
This object right here.
Yeah, I kind of see that now.
She took like 5 pictures, and in like 3 of them it's not there, and then 2 of them it's there.
But
it's hard to tell. I can hear your roosters. Your one rooster.
Don't be listening to my cat.
Your cock's making too much noise, man. Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like one of those. I've seen something that kind of looks like that before, UFO. It's weird that there's 2 of them. I don't know what you got there, Melissa.
Well, if it was around Melissa, that was some other angels looking for their fallen angel.
This looks like where we ride. I mean, northern Michigan past Flint is all sand like this.
I was thinking the same thing. That looks like our riverbeds here where we go ride.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I zoomed. Oh, it's in every one of them? Well, then
That's just the top of that tree. That's the top of the tree. It had a branch growing off of it with some moss hanging from it.
Yeah, man. You don't know what you're talking about, Melissa. That's just a tree.
Hey, Ben. Good morning, brother. I just seen Ben pop up in chat.
Really?
Yep, he says. What's he saying over here?
Lee Guy, Arden, Melissa, bacon, coffee, eggs.
he's just in here rambling.
What's up, Ben? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good day. You working from home? He always works from home, right? Pretty sure. All his studio and stuff's at his house. Sonny and Chad, them boys. What's up, man? Dude, we need to get Ben's permission to, or whoever holds the rights to his music. I want to play some of his music on here. Think he'd let us do that?
He's going to charge you $5 a song.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never talked to him about playing his music. I
think he'll let you do that.
Man, Ben, I'm so jealous. I need to figure my life out, man. This factory life, the factory kind of got me spoiled. They got me making all kinds of good money, and now I'm used to making that kind of money, and now I've been making that money for like 10 years now, and if I go back to a normal job, or especially like from a work from home job, I don't know. I'd have to get rid of my truck, pay my truck off.
Oof. Don't give up on that money yet. You better keep making money.
Oh, Brassel, you left your job? Or your Hilton job, huh?
No.
What are you doing instead?
Rocking out.
Just rocking out, making music?
I hope so.
Yeah, he didn't answer me about playing his music, so I don't think he wants me to. We'll talk later. We'll talk later, Ben.
Don't worry, Ben.
Everyone loves your voice, man. Actually, honestly, everyone that hears your voice, they're like, that's not Ben. Is that really Ben?
We're not going to make fun of you while you're listening.
Of course. We'll always make sure we know if you're in here or not.
That's right.
Make fun of you.
He knows he's good. You've heard him sing. You know he's good. He hears it too. He's not embarrassed, I guarantee you. He just don't want to have to sign all those autographs.
Melissa says, we ain't paying you what the factory is paying you, Chad. No, that's a damn fact. You guys, I wouldn't even ask you to, for sure.
I would. You guys break bread so Chad can stay home every day.
If I could just make, man, I'd have to come up with a number. Be like, if I can make this number, I'll just sit here and podcast all day long. 3 hours a day, every day. Do a daily morning show. Oh, he says, shit, y'all can use our music? Oh. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Now we just never play it.
Nah, that's okay.
We were just being nice, man. We're just trying to be polite. And we just thought you'd say no, to be honest with you. Well, I'm going to play some music, so let me see if I can get that going. Me and Joe were in a band together for 10 years. We don't play anymore, but our stuff is on Spotify and all that. Ben Baxter Band. The Ben Baxter Band. Mm-hmm. Got to make sure you have a pop filter on your microphone for that name. The Ben Baxter Band. Baby. Yeah, I'm going to go real quick here. Spotify. Ben Baxter. Oh, yeah. Ben Baxter Band. Share screen. Chrome tab. How you doing? Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we can get in trouble with.
It's gonna blow your mind, guys. It's gonna blow your mind. Oh, is there a volume button on here anywhere?
you go.
How's that sound?
Yep.
Perfect.
Sounds groovy.
There's our Justin Timberlake right there.
Yep. Ben can sing, man.
Hell yeah. Joe's a drummer? Damn. That's pretty cool. I don't think YouTube should take anything down if y'all use it. I was worried about YouTube, so I just went to Spotify. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I've never played any Spotify music on a YouTube video before, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. You might get a notification today that Chad Smith Podcast is using your music.
Joe slapping the bass.
Oh, he's the bass.
Yes.
Hell yeah. He's got that funky bass. I can totally see him playing bass, too. I want to see him playing one of the big stand-up basses.
Ben plays the guitar. Ben, did I see you playing the keyboard too, or was that somebody else in one of the videos playing the keyboard? I think. Yeah.
Oh, helicopter's flying over. Dude, you got to get this app.
What am I doing?
When something flies over here, I can look it up on this map, and it tells me what's flying over the house. So, like, let me show you. I just heard a helicopter fly over. Oh, that's weird. It's not on the map. Black Hawk. It was a Black Hawk helicopter. Must have been. Man, that's strange. I was just going to show you. It's worked every time. Maybe it was a semi-truck driving by or something. It sounded just like a helicopter. Well, anyway.
Everyone dropped their toilet seats at the same time in your apartment complexes.
Yeah,
it
man.
Like someone knocking. It was a helicopter sound.
Yeah. We had a keyboard player after the second album. The second album. How cool is that? You had a second album.
I know, That one went platinum.
Eric says most of the time you can play the music, but the artist gets the revenue. That's fine. They deserve it. Deserve all the revenue. You sing and play guitar. Hell yeah, man.
Yes, he does. Good.
But yeah, man. See, like... Okay, so this plane right here is on my flight path. It's gonna... This one right here. It's on the flight path to my apartment right now. So you just click on the airplane. This one's flying from Phoenix to New York.
Dang.
And it shows you the type of
That's pretty
plane,
cool.
who's flying it, the calibrated altitude, ground speed, and it tells you like arriving in an hour and 5 minutes.
Ground speed better be 0.
Wow, it's literally flying right over my apartment at
Yep.
29,000 feet. Pretty sweet. You gotta get this. It's called Flight Radar 24.
Throw a rock at him.
Throw a rock at him.
Yeah, 29,000 feet.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Flight Radar 24. Download your free app today and see what UFOs are flying over your apartment.
For all your plane and helicopter tracking needs.
That's right. Don't you forget it. Not everyone files a flight plan, so you won't always see where they're going. Well, that's not fair.
Cartel. That's the cartel.
Chad Smith Podcast. Did y'all see the trailer for UAPX's documentary? They got a wormhole on camera.
Wow.
No. Can I play that on here? UAP. I think I can play it without audio. UAPX. Let me see. Is music still playing?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good. This is way better than YouTube's music.
Yeah, man. This is nice. Where do I find that, Ben? UAPX is on YouTube, right? Ben, you need to just come on here, man.
Yep.
I think that's what needs to
I
happen.
don't know. Having him singing on here is bad enough. I bet you all the computers are just covered in panties right now at home. The girls throwing their panties at the stage.
Yeah.
Having this music going.
Oh, listen to him wailing right there, man. Yeah, yeah. Ben Jenkins.
You sing
here
tenor?
we go. Excuse me?
Can you sing tenor?
Yeah, probably tenor. I wouldn't say
12
bass.
miles. 10 or 12 miles from that
away.
mic. So I don't hear you know.
I like that, man. Oh. I like that. Jeez, Melissa.
Or solos. Can you sing solo?
Can you sing
Solo,
solo that I
you
can't
no
hear you?
There you go.
Chad, what about my singing message I sent you? That freaked me out, dude. That's not singing.
Wait, I ain't got no singing messages from anyone yet.
I grew up on Garth Brooks and Travis Tritt and Sawyer Brown, man. That's what you sent me is not singing in my world. I mean,
Oh, the hard rock.
dude, he was growling at me.
I'm driving in traffic.
I was like, what in the world is he growling at me?
Sure, I wasn't Sam Kinison trying to.
Ben
Cross
said I
over.
had panties thrown on stage, but they were usually Grandma Whitey tighties.
Just fucking hang them up between the mics and swinging them like a hammock, then.
Brassel, I'm just like listening back to what I said. I didn't mean to say that it wasn't singing. It's everyone has singing in their own way, but to me, it just was very shocking.
That's driving music, Brazel. Makes me drive fast if I listen to your music.
Brassel's like, "Meh, I thought Chad liked my music." Meh.
Fuck you, Chad.
Damn it, Chad, we were friends, man. This makes things weird. Yeah, you lied, Chad. Metal for life. Oh, Arden, you came up with the trailer link. All right. Let me just go over to my other YouTube page. YouTube Studio. All right. Here's the YouTube link. Video is not available anymore.
What is it?
Are you serious right now? The link for the A Tear in the Sky official trailer. I just clicked on it, so it's not available anymore. Hey, Arden, are you getting the same result? That's strange. Let me try it one more time. This video isn't available anymore. Huh, they must have taken it down. They heard that I was going to share it. Yeah. Yeah, you send it again. Let me make sure. Let me see if that link works. Yep, still getting the same result. Video's not available anymore. Yeah, it says unavailable. Okay. Alright, we got a new link. Here we go. Let's see. See if this one works. That one says, oops, something went wrong. Huh, so they really... I'm so confused. That's weird. Is it working on your end? It's not working on mine. Oh, that says... You said you can see it. I wonder it's...
Dropping in
I wonder if it's because
chat.
she already had it open and it's like in her cache on her computer. Excuse me.
Drop it. Do you have a link you can put in private chat?
She's put 2 different links in the chat and they both don't work.
I can't. I don't know if I can click on.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
what you
can't.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go to the actual YouTube.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll have to go over there too.
Well, at least we have Ben's music to listen to while we're trying to figure this out.
Oh man, I have to finish cleaning this garage. I have so much work to do before Jim gets here. I gotta have this place all spotless and his trailer ready to go.
Jim who, Sonny?
Jim Goodall.
What?
Coming this month. He just brought it up yesterday on the show, and I was like, wow, that's pretty soon.
You're like, oh man, I gotta get the place ready here.
Yep. I gotta get my party tolerance back up. Hang out with that dude.
To hang out with Jim, you gotta get your tolerance back up.
Yeah, I gotta get used to staying up late again. And
oh, Arden's in Canada, that's why. I might have to go through a Oh, Discord added 4 new preset backgrounds for everyone. That's nice. Resizable windows, thread size sidebars are now resizable, and remember the size you chose. Very nice, thanks Discord. Alright, now I need to figure out why I can't watch this and Arden can. Oh, I can watch it! Okay. Alright, that worked.
yes, Ben. The Jim Goodall. He's coming again. He had such a good time here the first time. He's coming back.
The Jim Goodall. Alright.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Now I'm kind of scared. I can't play the audio on this because
You
I'll get
can't play
flagged.
that. You
Huh?
can't play that. You can't
No.
play it.
Nope. No, because they have 25.
Plus, you're not even subscribed. Oh, yeah, you can't play it.
I'll subscribe and I'll hit the like button. Here. They even commented.
Great video. I'm playing it. Oh, you're just a glutton for punishment.
Well, I'm not playing the audio. I think that's the only way YouTube picks it up.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm mainly just here to look at some
Did you
footage.
see that look like Mickey Mouse head and ears in the...
What, that?
No, go back. It's where they were, that.
Oh, the sun?
Yep. The way the clouds are covering it. And he's just staring at
Oh.
the sun with some binoculars or what?
Yeah.
There's no way that could be the sun.
That's probably not smart.
No. I'll be right back, Chad. 2 seconds.
All right.
Actually, it's going to take a little longer than that, but
Well, this is pretty boring with you here, so I can't even imagine how boring it's going to be when you leave.
you'll be fine. Just got to go.
APX UFO sighting.
Got to go take a piss. Be right back.
Oh man. All right.
Working with a monster. It's going to take more than 2 seconds.
Oh geez. Whoa, is that a triangle?
Down, boy, down.
Obviously, I'm gonna recommend everyone go and check this trailer out. You know, this is a trailer. I'm allowed to play trailers and react to trailers, right? I feel like I should just test it and see what happens. What do you guys think? Should I just try it and see what happens? Ben's laughing at me. Eric says you can mute the audio, but you can still get a copyright. Oh, okay. Great. Well, what do you guys think I should do? Just play it and... Or just go back to... Let's go back to Ben's music. Depends on the company who owns the trailer. This is Omnium Universe. You know, if it has that thing at the bottom where it says like fair use, I think I can use, but I don't see fair use either. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and not play it. I don't want to get Heather's whole interview taken down. Yeah, use your own judgment. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that. But you guys should go check it out. The link is in the chat. And let's see. I'll put it in the chat one more time. The link when you sent it to me on Discord worked fine, so I'll try to put it back in the chat and see if it works. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah. All right. So we'll see if that works. And we'll go back to Ben's music. Badoom. Just reach for change, but sleep on. Fair use can really only be when you challenge a copyright. Oh, man, I need to learn all my YouTube legalities before I get my stuff taken down. You should start editing out these parts immediately after the show. Oh, Wormhole was at 2 minutes 28 seconds. All right. Now I'm kind of intrigued. I'm going to go back to it. At least for that part. I want to see what that looks like. What did you say? 2 minutes 28 seconds. Two minutes 28.
Sorry about that, Chad. One of my lizards had his legs stuck at the top of the cyclone fence. I had to take it. I don't even know how the hell he got up there.
Oh, is he freaking out?
Yeah.
I bet.
His poor little foot was stuck in there. I don't know how he got it on the top of the fence.
I had a dog get his paw stuck in a chair one time. Like the backing of the chair had like these vertical bars, and they got smaller as the space between them got smaller as they went down, and his paw got in there, and he couldn't get it out. He obviously, his body weight was holding him down, so he was stuck in there, and he was just giving it the business, man. Screaming. I thought he was dying. Like, oh my God, dude. But if I wouldn't have been there, he'd have just been hanging there by his arm. Okay, so
Yeah, Simon, I got lizards. But they're just outside. They don't like come in or anything. They're just tame. They're tame for my kids and stuff. They hold them. We don't have them in the house or anything.
Wormhole-like anomaly. Man, they like changing these frames real fast, don't they? So that's a wormhole-like anomaly.
I don't know about all that mess.
I don't know about all that.
I didn't even see one worm in there.
I don't see no worms. She's like, they're right there, Chad. I don't see him.
See the worm's ass?
Spotify is playing an advertisement right now. You think I'm going to put that advertisement on YouTube? I don't think so. Oh, they're going to play another advertisement. Playing another ad over my Ben Baxter music. Ben Baxter band music, baby. That's it with the red circle. And Champ says, it looks like a rash. Butt stuff with Brassel on Thursday? No way. You're going to have a good time over there, man. They have a fun show. Embry will make you a video intro for yourself. It's pretty fun. Gary said they got good video and data on the wormhole. I'm stoked. Oh, sweet. I'm stoked about your documentary coming out, Ben. When's that happening? And what are you, busy at work or something? I sent you a link. How come you're scared to come in here? Oh, and this link never sent. You're not on Messenger, that's why.
See if I can find Simon a picture of those lizards with the kids holding them. Let's see what I'm talking about.
Here we go. The advertisements are done.
One of mine.
Oops. What'd you say?
Oh, I was looking for pictures of those lizards to see if I had any pictures of those lizards outside so I could show Simon. I'll just put my phone up here and see if it works.
Well, that one day you just brought one in.
Yeah, but they're not all blue like that either. They
Such a cool
he
color.
was just he's one of the cool ones out here. He's an older one. And then yeah, they're not very big. See, he's not all that big.
He's cool.
I can't get
Are you touching him right there?
Yeah, I'm petting him.
So you guys are friends? He knows you?
Yeah, like I can hold him. That's what his belly looks like. It's really
cool.
blue.
Damn. That's sweet.
Yeah, they don't try to get away or anything. They'll actually jump on you. The ones that are used to us.
Yeah.
You're walking through the garden, they will run and jump on you. You try to take them and put them down out there, and they'll jump on your pant leg before you can get far enough away from them. They want you to hold them.
Brassel said, "Are those skinks, Sonny?"
No, those are just lizards, regular old blue belly lizards. Skinks will bite you. At least ours do out here, and they have teeth like a snake, like little rows. Oh, look, here's a little guy.
Yeah, champ. We don't have lizards like that in Michigan. They wouldn't survive up here.
This is the blue one that you just see me petting, Chad.
Oh
He's
yeah.
got a.
It's brown.
Well, yeah, but this is when he was littler. He has a messed up leg. That's why he's been around here forever. He just hangs out around here. We
That's
feed
cool.
him. Make sure he's got bugs. Yeah, I
Champ
see
says
why.
he's attracted to your body heat too.
Yep. They like my grandkids.
Oh, that's cool. Just hanging out with you.
Yeah. This one, it's funny, dude. I put this one on my daughter, and it runs to her hair bun every single time. Straight up her body to her head to that bun.
Really?
Where it wants to be, yeah.
That's awesome.
And some of them are big, like
Oh wow.
that's a good size one.
Does that come with age, or are they just different species?
No, that's just an older one.
I was thinking the same thing, Melissa.
Yeah, they just like to hang out, and not all of them are like that. It's just like maybe 10 lizards like that around here you can do that with. Because we get them when they're so little. Like, I'll go get them when they're like this. They're just little teeny tiny guys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so they're just like any animal. If you hold them enough, that it tames them.
Simon says, "I stand by the fact I want Sonny to adopt me."
In here, this is how big they are. This is those two on jacks. Let's see if we can get a shot of that. They're actually bigger than I thought they were. I didn't think they were that
Oh
big.
man.
Let's see.
Do they lose their tails?
Yeah, if you grab that tail and pull on it, it'll come right off.
That's crazy.
They'll shake and detach it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 9 inches. Yeah, it just comes off really easy. You can't grab them by the tail.
Oh, your computer muted you again.
It did. Yeah, they can actually detach that tail, and it's weird when you look at it. You'll actually see these little things that look like it grabs on, and somehow they just release those and twitches around.
That's strange. Oh, Ben says we have the same lizards in Texas, and they're so fast.
Yeah, you can't just go out and catch one of these things. They're really fast. They got to be the tame ones. They'll just come up to you, let you pick them up.
Oh, Brassel wanted to know if you're down with tarantulas.
I don't like spiders that much, man.
Me neither.
I don't do spiders. I won't kill them, especially jumping spiders. I like those ones, but yeah, I take them outside but I don't want them in the shop with me.
Melissa, you got lizards down there? I can't come down to North Carolina. You got lizards. No, I'm joking. I think I'd be fine with lizards. They seem pretty cool.
Yeah, they can bite you, but it doesn't hurt. Yeah, that big one that's on Jack's in that picture, that one has bit me before, but it's because I go get him at nighttime when it's cold outside. And when I go to pick him up, his mouth opens. Like, it's the closer you get to him, his mouth opens. Like when you're going to grab him. And then if I grab him, they latch on, and you can't pull him off. You could just rip him right off there, but it'll hurt him. You can tell. It feels like it's gonna pull his head off. They don't let go. They have little teeny tiny teeth in there, but not big enough to break the skin. Just good enough to hang on with.
Yeah.
Billy used to put cigarettes in their mouth.
Put cigarettes in their mouth?
Yeah, when you get it up there, they snap down on it, and then they don't let it go, and it just looks like they got a stogie hanging out of their mouth.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, in Fresno, they have a lot of black widow spiders. That's not good.
Oh, yeah, they're all over out here. I guarantee you, if I look hard enough, I'll find one behind me in the shop.
Oh, Simon says hook them up with a snail.
Oh, what?
They like snails?
Who?
Lizards.
They eat bugs out here.
Yeah, snails got a too hard of a shell to crack, don't you think? I don't know.
Yeah, they eat. And then the only bad thing about them is because they're not scared of you, you have to watch where you step. Jax killed one the other day, just like 2 days ago. It was following him around, and it went up underneath a life jacket thing that we had out there, and it was laying on the ground. And they stepped on it. The kids were out there playing, and the lizard was under there. I tried to save him, but I couldn't. He was a little guy.
Ben, in case you're just listening, Brassel is wondering, he's taking a shot in the dark here, and he's wondering if you're using a Mexican Strat or a Fender 2x12. Second guess is a Telecaster, and what's VOX?
It's a Fender.
Oh, VOX AC30.
No, I mean, the one he's asking about, I think it's a Fender.
Oh.
I don't know what 2x12 is, but I think it had 2 pickups. It looked like a Fender.
Is what that means, 2 pickups?
I think. I don't know. You have to ask Ben. But I think I don't know what the 12 is, though. 2x12.
Ben, are you busy, man? He's like, yeah, dude, why do you keep inviting me? I'm just here to listen, man.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to be a guest.
I'm trying to be a guest.
I'm trying to be
just a listener. Yeah, he's trying to get some work done, probably. 2x12 equals 2 12-inch speaker amps. Oh. I hear you, man.
I was thinking he's talking about something on the guitar that I just never heard of.
Our guitar player was playing an Epiphone Casino for the rhythm and a Telecaster for solos. Melissa's sending me pictures of her lizard. That didn't sound right. Overlay. Oh god, that's not it.
It's the one I like.
JoJo Bone. Yeah, guys, JoJo was feeling under the weather with some COVID symptoms, so if you have him on Facebook or on Discord, send him a message and let him know that you're thinking of him.
Man.
This is Melissa's lizard size that they get out there. You barely see that little guy.
Where the hell is it?
Right in the middle of the screen on that top leaf.
Oh, yep. That's like a gecko.
A little salamander type thing?
Yeah, there you go, salamander.
Yeah, he's tiny. Make sure JoJo has a diaper. Yeah, man. Well, I haven't done this in a long time, but I'm going to drop the link in the chat and see if anybody wants to hang out with us for the next 20 minutes or so. I haven't done this in a while because I want to keep the trolls out.
Melissa, get on here. Tell Melissa to get in here with us.
It's just me and Sonny BSing, so.
See if she's got any new tattoos or anything.
If she doesn't yet, she will when we get down there. We're going to have a UFO Garage logo tattooed on her. There he is.
Oh, man.
There he is. There he is. We got a couple of sweet guys in here. What's up?
Chad, I'm the copyright king, man. I can tell you anything you want to know about
copyright law Eric right here.
I'm still fighting a strike right now.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
I don't even check them. I don't even know if we have strikes. I don't even check them anymore.
One day the site's just going to be taken down. The channel's going to be down.
Yep.
That's the thing is, if you get 3 strikes, your channel's out.
Yep.
3 strikes, you're out.
And the thing is, music is most music, most bands, you can play it, but they get all the revenue, which is fine. But there are certain bands like Ozzy Osbourne, some like AC/DC. You play some of theirs, your video will be taken down.
Oh yeah, they don't play games.
Yeah, there's some people don't play games, and trailers are tricky too because I played a trailer and I made fun of it. It's the most stupidest movie you ever see. It's called The Mandela Effect. Stupid movie. Made fun of the trailer. Next thing I know, I got a strike because of it. So I actually went and fought.
You should be able to do that with trailers.
I went to the company source. I went to the company source, and I fought, and they actually removed it because they thought that I played the whole movie. No, I didn't play the whole movie. They knew that I didn't like the movie. I was bashing it. They wanted it down. But because it was a trailer, they had to remove the strike. So you can fight them. You can use the copyright law. But the thing is, they strike you first. Then you got to go back and fight it with the copyright. The copyright doesn't protect you if you put it on your page. Because I have it on my page, in my description, I have the fair use on the bottom. Doesn't mean nothing. It's just words.
Yeah.
And copyright is you only technically fight it with the court system. So when you fight it with the company, they get a thing to them saying, this guy's saying he shouldn't deserve a strike, and then he has the right to get your information and take you technically to court if they wanted to. So when you challenge a strike, all your information, your name, your address, and all that has to go to the person you're countering with.
Oh,
it sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
I did a 24-hour Bigfoot marathon. It took me weeks to get it together. A 20-second video. I'm not lying to you. Only 20 seconds. Got to copyright it, and the guy on the other end said, I want the whole 24-hour video down.
Jeez.
For a 20-second clip.
No, man.
Can't
you edit the clips out?
Once they take it down, once you get a strike, no, you can't. You can't. Now, some people can say, well, you got 7 days, take it down. If you don't, you can have a strike. Or some people will say, most people will say, if you get any revenue, like ad commercials, I get the money, which is fine. I mean, it's their material. So that's why when I do videos every day on my paranormal news, I double check it first to see if there is a copyright on it. And if they're not, then I'll use it. But even though if it says there's no copyright on it, they can still come back in a week, 2 weeks, a month later and claim it. So, I mean, I'm taking a risk every time I do one.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, right? Fair use is only good when you try to fight it.
That's right.
I will check my email.
I can't believe that you guys went from arguing at each other in the chat room and now you're going to be on their show. It's awesome.
It's because we're night auditors, bro.
I love how the world comes together.
It's opposites attract.
That's right. Opposites attract. Eric, see your at. Oh wait, Brassel. Oh yeah.
I saw her email. I'm doing my best. This is spring break week for my kids, so sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. So I try to go to people's shows, but spring break, I might be in the mountains in 2 hours.
Jamie says your ass better be there at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Be ready and lubed up, ho.
I'll do
And
my
then
best.
For me, she just says, Chad, I know where you live. That's true. You have my address.
Man, I'm jealous for Sony, man. I want to go hunting up there so badly. I miss hunting up in the Sierra Mountains, Yosemite Mountains. I miss it so much.
It's coming up.
Now, Sonny, because all the fires and stuff, is it still fun for you? I know most of it is, not all of it, but a lot of it's gone. Where you can even go?
I used to complain about I couldn't shoot through the trees. Now there's no trees to worry about. Yeah. Yeah.
Good Lord, Jamie.
It was bad, but it needed to happen. I mean, I know that sounds horrible, but now there'll be more and better.
We're going to send Jamie to Saudi Arabia for 2 weeks for like a boot camp.
Yeah.
You know, Sony, you're right, because a lot of new stuff will grow because there's sections of the forest never got sun before. It happened in Yosemite when they had a fire. When the fire is gone, they saw plants that they haven't saw in hundreds of years because the sun never reached certain areas. So there is enjoyment at the same time.
There is, yeah. It has to happen sometimes.
What kind of meat do you guys like as you hunting boys? I think bear meat tastes the best.
No,
bear meat is a lot of fat in it. I'm telling you, there's a lot of fat in bear meat.
And not only that, you got to cook it. You got to cook it for so long.
Yeah,
it's just Well, because you can't eat it rare, you'll get sick.
But it was fucking delicious.
Really? It's so gamey.
I guess it depends on the cook, right?
Huh? It's been a while.
That's why we don't go bear hunting. It's too much work and it's too much fat, and it's just not worth it. It's a lot of work. You get a bear, man. That's a lot of work to get.
They're like, oh man, I got one.
I eat deer
like a black bear, not like a big one, just like a black bear or a smaller one.
Yeah.
What the?
Oh my God, Jamie.
And
nice.
California is weird. Bush. Like if you want to hunt elk, you got to go into a lottery in California. If you want to hunt elk, and there's some animals you got to actually go into a lottery. And when I moved to Washington, you didn't have to go to a lottery for elk. Like, what? I don't need a lottery for I could actually get a tag for elk? Wow. In California, you got to be in a lottery in some of these hunts.
And California is ridiculous.
Dude, Michigan, I was telling Sonny that. You got to be in the lottery for a black bear hunting, and you might never get it. There's people that have been in it for 30 years and have never gotten one. Yeah.
Well, the problem is, Hoff, like in California, if you didn't have some laws like that, you'll have too many people trying to hunt, and they hunt for the wrong reason. They hunt to fill their grocery stores, their little mini markets. I mean, it's pretty bad. Last time I went hunting in California, it was like less hunters and more people who just wanted to sell in their mini markets, and it's not right.
Shit.
Well, I mean, if the meat tastes that bad, they shouldn't have much of a demand for it.
Oh, they sell it for mucho money. I mean, that's
oh, gotcha. Oh, Brassley, your signal's dropping out. Hold on.
Yeah, we're losing you, man. You're frozen.
You're still frozen. You're still frozen.
Don't be making those faces at me. See? Your mom told you if you made them faces, it was going to stick like that one day, and that's what happened.
Mama told you there'd be days like this. See,
and he's gone. I am a rabbit. What is Simon talking about? I thought he went to bed.
He was going to bed until Jamie came in here, and then Jamie keeps him up.
I got him all fired up. Having sex like a rabbit.
I am a robot.
No, I was referring to him as a rabbit because he said he was going to bed. So I said, yeah, I'm a rabbit because he's already done.
I'm already done. I'm going to come to Australia and make sweet love to you, she says. Aww.
Australia.
I'm sure he'd love that.
Kangaroo burgers are good, actually.
Kangaroo burgers?
Yeah, if you go to some
eat those things,
we got a cool meat store that actually have exotic meats.
You can
actually get kangaroo hamburger meat to make burgers, and it's actually pretty good.
Wow.
I don't know, man. A kangaroo look like a big ass rat to me. Oh.
Technically, there are big rats over there. But their meat is a little healthier. It's finer. There's less oil in it. So if you're looking for a meat that has less oil, kangaroo meat's actually not bad.
Oh, very nice.
I don't have it all the time because they charge too much. But once in a while, you just like treat.
Where do you have it?
We got a town called Port Orchard, up where my other house is, and they have a store of meat. They have meat like alligator meat. They have different meats around the world. You know, I don't know how they get it. Hopefully it's kangaroo meat. Hopefully it's not rat meat. But
bro, you have 2 houses?
Yeah.
Very
in
nice.
a way.
That's bougie.
Yeah, in a way. Well,
that's bougie.
Well, I was living in Port Orchard, and we were living over there. Then my company transferred me to the Seattle area.
Oh, okay.
So I had to move, and then that was during the housing boom where all the houses dropped. Where the big
that's
bubble
right.
hit. So I was able to get this house I'm at now for very cheap on the dollar, and it's cheaper to pay. It's cheaper to pay mortgage and rent.
Oh, absolutely! Hell yeah, it is.
And where I live in Port Orchard, it's not a housing selling. So we're trying to sell it, but it's not selling in that area because more in the country, it's more in the mountains. So it's rented out until
sounds perfect to me.
You know,
how far is it from like grocery shopping and stuff like that going into town?
Well, the home in Port Orchard, just 10 minutes away.
Oh, so it's not like it's out in the middle of...
No.
Oh, that's not bad then. It sounds like a place I would want to
No, it's actually close to the Navy base. There's a big Navy nuclear base.
Jeez.
Eric, what do you use the coconut oil for?
Oh, boy.
Well, actually, my son uses the coconut oil for coffee. He likes in his coffee. And when you do high-end cooking,
he must be on keto.
You know, so don't burn. And I know what she's talking about. And she wants me to say something.
Oh, what's up, Papa Willie? How's it going, man? He says he had an aunt that lived in Port Orchard.
Yeah, it's a nice town. You know, it's. My wife never liked it. She likes it here in the city because she works in the city. But.
I don't think I have Spooky's pipe cleaning commercial on here, do I?
I don't know.
Nope. That's over on the Chop Shop. We don't have any sponsors over here except for the JoJo Bone Show. Guys, we film the JoJo Bone Show every Saturday. And it's live at 6 p.m. Eastern. And if you guys are missing out on that, you're missing out.
There is no
JoJo Bone Show. And
no
Chad Spooky and I.
He knows things. What'd you say, Eric?
Somebody wrote in the chat, there's no dirt in Port Orchard.
Oh.
No, there's not. It's just rocks. There's rocks with dirt in between it a little bit.
It is beautiful. It's connected to the Puget Sound. So, I mean, there's a Puget Sound Ocean right there. I mean, it's...
What in the world, Eric? You got a tiny URL channel?
What is that? I've never heard of that.
Tiny URL is like this thing where if you want to link somebody to somewhere, you can, and like you want to make like a custom URL, like say you wanted tinyurl.com/Gypsy Road podcast.
I just clicked on it. It's me.
Yeah, they can make it anything they want it to be. It's funny.
Boy, I'm ugly. No,
what?
The reason I wear a hat because I don't show my head.
Don't show your head. I can't show my head right now either because my hair is so damn long it looks ridiculous. So I just keep a hat on. I was a virgin Christian, some type of guy before I met Jamie. Now I fucking love it. That's awesome.
Watch Eric make love to a Bigfoot. Okay.
My plan is working.
Actually, if I make love to a Bigfoot, would that be considered cheating on the wife?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Probably. Yeah. Not until the kids are over 18 when I don't have to pay child support. So I still got 4 more years to get the last kid out.
You got a show today, right? In a half hour?
Yeah. Hey, Sonny,
Very
you're
nice.
a tri-tip guy, aren't you? You're from Fresno. You like tri-tip, right?
I had it for dinner last night.
Tri-tip's awesome.
You know what, man? I don't understand what the fuck's wrong with Washington, right? I'm serious. No. When I first moved to Washington, right, I wanted a tri-tip. At the time, the stores don't have it. Now they do. Costco has it, but you have to go to meat shop, and you go to the meat shops, and they still do to this day. They got tri-tip, but they fucking soak it in soy sauce. I'm like,
Why?
soy sauce? You have
No.
any regular tri-tip? No, they're all in soy sauce. What is fucking tri-tip doing in the soy sauce? And till this day, this major B&E meat store still has it in soy sauce. And I've never understand why. Soy sauce does not go with tri-tip. There's a spice that we get actually comes out of Fresno. It's called Pappy's.
Yeah, that's what we use. Pappies.
It is the best
Yep.
freaking tri-tip spice. You can even make Bloody Marys with this spice. It even says it on
Yep.
there. The spice is wonderful, and we got a store up here called Winko's that still sells it, and we still get it.
The only problem with that stuff for me is it's a little bit salty, but then they have the
Well, they got a 50% less one.
salt. Yep, that one perfect. I like that one.
And I remember serving it for some people, and they don't understand that even for Fresno, you like spice. I mean, you know,
Yep.
and they're like, "Oh my god, this is spicy, really?" You're like looking at them like, "Is it really spicy?" But you don't
It's good.
realize that's what you're used to.
Black pepper pods that are ground up in there that makes it spicy. Yeah, a little bit, I guess. But yeah, that stuff's good. That's what was on the tri-tips last night. That's all we use. You just use.
That's all you use, yeah.
Yep.
Boom, sprinkle it on.
Mhm. Oh, and sometimes garlic powder. I do add more
Oh.
garlic powder.
You gotta have garlic powder for everything. Now we become a cooking show.
Just the tip. Just the tri-tip. So, guys, let's see. You got a couple minutes here. I want to make sure we plug everyone that's going to be live today.
I
but
made this last night.
Don't have that ready, so I'll let Eric talk. What is that?
That's salmon.
oysters?
Salmon called salmon bowl.
Yeah, but you got oysters in the back too? What's that in the back?
No, that's rice, and that's actually bell peppers. And,
okay.
And so my daughter found the recipe. You know how 14-year-olds, they all want to go healthy. It's the weirdest thing, you know. They all want to save the world and go healthy. So she came up with this recipe, and I actually made it last night. Like, oh my god, I actually made it good.
Huh.
Now, I'm actually a pretty good cook.
I've told these guys before. I figured out the recipe for the shrimp scampi at Red Lobster. Dude, it's so easy. All it is a packet of ranch dressing and butter.
Mostly that's
That's
all it is, huh?
It's the powder ranch dressing. You just sprinkle it. You cook it in the butter, and then that's what you pour over the top of it, and then bake it like 350 for takes about 15 minutes. But yeah, that's it. I thought it was something difficult, and because I can't cook seafood, that's one thing I'm not good at.
I'm actually going to be in Fresno in a couple months.
Oh, you guys are gonna have to hang out.
I got to visit my family once in a while. Once in a while, I got to go visit my family.
You should get my number and hit me up.
Oh God, I have a big barbecue. Oh man.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Yep, you'll have to stream it.
And definitely when my family goes hunting, I gotta go out there and do a hunting trip with my family. I just gotta.
Yeah, and I know we probably hunt in the same spot, right? You go to Wishon?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sometimes we'll go to. We used to go to D Zone, the more of the desert area.
Oh yeah.
We used to go there like once a trip, but most of the time it's up there. They always say D Zone area is for real hunters because it's like a desert, hot, no trees. I mean, it's a.
Yeah, we're in D7.
D7, yeah.
Is where we're at now.
I love Sony. I mean, it's like, man.
Yeah, you guys know all the same things.
Same wavelength.
And the back of my window in the red truck, it's a red deer head. It matches same color as the truck with antlers, and then the bottom it says D7 with the 7 going through it. We had those stickers made.
And the best thing, Sonny, about going to like my barbecue down there is you never have to worry about police because my cousin is a highway patrolman. He'll make sure that nobody stops by. So it's we're
nice
safe.
to have those guys.
It's nice to have a hookup like that. All right, guys. What are we at?
Yeah.
3 hours or so?
I think we did it.
All right. Well, you had...
You were going to give a rundown of the shows today.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. We got Oracles and Beyond is going to be live on YouTube tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, so don't miss that. Escape the Simulation is live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We got UFO Garage for two-topic Topless Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. Live on YouTube. And the Mallorid Report, which is... Actually, I don't even know this podcast. Mallorid. I'm going to put it in the chat. 9 p.m. Eastern. But they are not on YouTube. Apparently, they are only on their website. So you got to go to this website here, type in Mallorid podcast or mallorid.com/podcast. They're live at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we got Spooky coming in right at the last minute. Good to see you. Saw you earlier, but it's good to see you again at the end of the show. And make sure you check out Gypsy Road or Paranormal Highway. Live in a half hour at 1:30 Eastern. That's going to take me a while to figure that out. Paranormal Highway.
Friday.
It's tough for me too.
Friday, Gemma, I think, is going to come on the show, and then we're going to just we're going to find out what she's been doing.
Okay. I guess if we're going that far out, I should plug Thursday's show. We're going to have Ross Allison on the show on Thursday morning on the Chad Smith podcast right here at, when do we start? 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. So
This is a specific time.
very specifically. All right, cool, guys. That was a good show. And I'll see you on Thursday for Ross Allison.
Thank you, everyone, in chat. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys. Don't forget Gypsy Highway in a half hour. Let's go. Let's go. Half hour. Let's go.
It sound right, boys.